welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures back in positive territory once again this morning as investors finally have something else to look towards instead of the coronavirus outbreak. Obviously still ongoing, but corporate earnings season has arrived. We have a whole bunch of names moving around in the pre-market, including JP Johnson & Johnson. Both reported earnings. One beat. We'll tell you which one coming up in a few minutes here. Overall, the COVID-19 cases globally continue to rise. Now more than 1.9 million cases around the world, including 582,000 in the U.S. alone. We're seeing, as I mentioned, JPM, Johnson & Johnson. We had WFC, Wells Fargo also reporting this morning. Roku, big mover in the pre-market to the upside as well. Not a lot in the way of, Sean already stacking the money this morning. Not a lot in the way of economic data this morning. We will get some import prices for the U.S. coming up at 10 o'clock this morning for March. It's Tuesday already. It's Tuesday, April 14th. TraderTV.live. And there we go. A look at North American stock futures as we head towards the open. As we said, nicely positive right across the board here, about 1.5%. Look at the NASDAQ there leading 1.9% for U.S. markets now. Tech shares doing the heavy lifting today. Here in Toronto, the TSX in positive territory as well. Brazil's open already 1.2% to the upside. Bitcoin back to the upside this morning as well. You can see crude just plummeting this morning, back below $22 a barrel. Last I checked, maybe $21 even now, 4.6% to the downside. Gold is slightly higher. Going to be a very interesting day. Welcome. It is Tuesday. Guys, we have earnings. Lots of names to look at this morning. Good morning.
Lots of names.
Yeah, kicking off earnings week, right? And I kind of was mentioning it, tweeted out here that you have some names stealing the thunder of the earnings plays and staring straight at you, Tesla and Roku, but that's absolutely fine. More activity, more stocks in play is certainly going to be good for us. We didn't show this yesterday, and that's because with the holiday on Friday, there weren't a lot of active markets traded at Day Trade the World, so I would have just been looking at a couple of markets in Europe. But you can see profits from yesterday. Number one, Amex, someone pulled $18,000 out of that market. CME coming in with $9,000. Toronto, $8,400. New York, $8,000. NASDAQ, $8,000. I think now that we're into earnings seasons, you're going to see some bumps up with some big time movers. Whoa, we just bumped up another couple of points there on the NASDAQ. ES to 2,800. So very, very strong start to the morning.
Yeah, exactly. We do have the big banks reporting today. That should be exciting. A few different stocks already being mentioned. This SONN, we're talking about that. Sonnet Biotherapeutics going to be traded today. Roku's the big one for us. I mean, it's up pretty huge right here. We'll talk about Roku today. This is SONN. Here's Roku, ROKU. More to come on this. I just wanted to show you guys. Oh, we're back to 109 here. I haven't looked at it in a bit. I like this 112 area, but look at Roku. Up 12% today. It's going to be an exciting one, Brendan.
All right, guys, we'll jump into a number of individual names. We're going to get to our good friend Arun going to join us and talk about the NASDAQ futures. We'll have a look at some of the levels he's watching this morning. But first, let's go over and say good morning to Valeria.
Hello everyone and welcome to the live trading show. Thank you for joining us, guys, and if you're passionate about trading, if you want to learn how to trade or improve your skills, you're at the right place in the right time. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe for our channel if you want to see more trading content. Also, feel free to ask us questions, leave comments, write whatever you want on the chat, and I remind you that every hour I'll be choosing the best question and ask it directly to traders so you can get a more detailed answer. That's all for now. Stay tuned, hit the like, and back to traders.
All right, guys, let's jump into some markets here. We'll talk to Arun and get a look at some of the levels he's looking at this morning as far as the NASDAQ goes. Here we go again, Arun. It's earnings season officially, and the market is up 1.5% to start here.
Yeah, you know, it's an overnight move again. We're starting off pretty strong today. So NASDAQ right now, I'm seeing NASDAQ futures up 2%. So, you know, the levels I got for you on your charts here, 84.15, which is the bottom of the overnight, I guess, not retracement, but just a pullback. as we start pushing new highs. So I've got that as a support base here, 84.15. That's the level. Top end, long-term level that I've got, 85.85. That's my resistance level. We'll see what we get on top of that, or when we get near that. That's about 80. It's about 90 points away. I mean, we can get there pretty quick. We could get there off the open, given how this market's moving. So yeah, 85.85 on the top end, 84.15, which is the overnight low, and below that I've got 82.80 as a next support level. We'll see how that one works out, but I'm hoping that we stay above this 84.15, because you know what, we got so much upside, at least 80 points before we hit some long terms, and then after that I really don't have anything. So I like the upside more. I'm looking to get long. I haven't gotten long yet. I'm still waiting on these futures to take out about 8,500 roughly before I step into a long. I do like a long. If we do retrace back down, say close to that low, that overnight low, then I will look for some entries in front of that. A lot of people last week, end of last week anyways, were talking about this 50% retracement kind of idea from, you know, all-time highs to the low we put in back in March. We kind of got there end of the week last week. How much weight do you put behind that kind of a significant level? Obviously a lot of eyeballs going to be looking at that area around that 50% retracement. Yeah, so me personally, I'm not a huge FIB guy. I don't really follow the FIB numbers, but you know what? Fibonacci retracements are one of those self-fulfilling prophecies. Enough people look at it, they'll make it work, right? So 50% retracement is a big number. A lot of people are looking at it. It happens to work out. So yes, there is some way to play it. I just don't play it that way. So whoever does, that's making it work, hats off to you guys for the long-term investors that are playing that way. So we're back into earnings season, obviously, as we mentioned, Arun, obviously going to be a little bit more of the big names moving around this morning, hopefully, and throughout the next couple of days anyways. Is that going to, in your opinion, kind of influence the direction here a little bit more than we've seen over the past couple of weeks with more headline-based or more economic kind of macro-type stories moving the market? Oh, 100%. I mean, keep in mind, all these futures indexes are built up of these big cap names, right? So the bigger the cap, the higher the weight. And you're going to have these guys, especially when we get around to Apple and Google and Microsoft, those heavyweights, when they start reporting, and what's going to be most important is not necessarily just the report, it's going to be the guidance, right? It's going to be the full year guidance for the rest of the year, which provides a pretty good outlook on what we're expecting because of this downturn. Obviously, now you're going to have certain retail companies, say Starbucks, that'll get their store sales get hit, right? So they might have to bring their guidance down. And if that follows suit with Apple, with their phone sales, and Microsoft, I don't know, Microsoft's probably going to do well. But as these big companies, these large cap companies start throwing up guidances, and if they start revising down, and since they're at the top of these lists of these indexes in terms of weight, you just need a few of them, and this market will fall apart if all of them come up in the same direction. Great stuff, Arun. Let's jump back into the chart here real quick. We'll recap these levels once again for the NASDAQ futures. Give us support and resistance, and then we'll get you back to work here. Yeah, so I got support. Overnight low, which happened around 5 a.m. this morning, is about 84.15. That's my overnight low support. Top end, that's a long-term level I've had up on a daily chart. That's not a part of the chart I sent you, but I just have it marked here. It's 85.85, sorry. 85.85 is the top end. So it's a long-term level. So that's going to require a little bit more finesse in terms of how I decide to play it. It's there. If I can find a proper read with the right risk, then I will look to short off of it. But the current level that it's in focus is going to be that low. It's going to be trying to play in front of that 84.15 low. And if we break it, I might even go to a short with the 82.80 as the next support below it and see how we work around there. Great stuff. Arun, always a pleasure. Best of luck today and throughout the rest of the week. We'll talk to you soon. Yeah, thanks, Brendan. There we go, guys. Some key levels to have a look at if you're following along as far as the NASDAQ futures are concerned this morning from Arun. We'll see how things play out here. I mean, we have a lot, obviously, of names to get to that are moving around in the pre-market. We'll jump right into things here, guys. Let's start with JP Morgan. How about some earnings? I feel like it's been a while since we had some earnings. The bank reported 78 cents per share, below estimates, obviously, of $1.84. The year-ago figure of
$2.57 as well. The drop in profit came primarily from a boost in reserves to deal with the coronavirus outbreak, guys. But JP Morgan looking decent here. This is one you like, Sean.
Yeah, no, JP Morgan, I mean, look, we trade the banks often and always seems to be on the show. And yeah, JP Morgan, look, it's only up 1.1%, which is not as much as it was, let's say, a half hour ago when we were touching this 101.50 level. But we're not expecting any of these stocks to come up with big earnings reports or anything like that. It's kind of what Arun said. You wait to see how they're going to affect the indexes. You see the ES right now up 1.64%. Dow's going to open up near 400 points. The NASDAQ, I just noticed, up 2% today too. Wow, led by Tesla, Netflix, and the bunch. But here's JPM. It looks like we want to test where we closed yesterday. So that's a little bit of a surprise to me. We could open up relatively flat here. We did close right here yesterday. This is the 4 o'clock move all the way down. Here's the big spike up. So I'd say 98.50 is where we closed. We're at 99.30 right now. I wrote down, I was loving, and I was telling a few traders that we have here, which we don't have many right now, but 101.50 to the long side. I absolutely loved that. But now that I break it down a little bit, we did jump yesterday at this 100 level. We broke it right here on the downside. Bang, went down about $1.50. We had some resistance at the top, then resistance again right here. So I like $100 to the long side on JP Morgan. It's a nice even number. Makes a lot of sense to me, but it's not moving a whole hell of a lot here in the pre-market. So I don't expect fireworks from JPM today, but Jamie Dimon's one of the best CEOs around, let alone in this sector. So I expect JP Morgan lovers to be in this name today, and we'll see if we can stay above 100, but needs to get there first.
Yeah, I mean, the big story with them was, the building up of the bank reserves there, just a little bit more aggressive than everyone expected. And that's the reason for the earnings decrease. And there was weakness going into the stock yesterday, a little more than expected going into those earnings. And right around those prices, I think that Sean's mentioning, you get that 101.50. That was an interesting pivot point yesterday. And I think I was looking at 150, just about $1 lower than that to the upside to be a little bit more aggressive. Although I'm feeling like there's a few more names out there, or even maybe the market itself through 8,500 that you might want to be picking up if we get an early surge like Arun was talking about. So nothing against JPM here. I just feel like it's not quite as strong as I would have anticipated this morning. I am still going to look at that 150. If it's anywhere below that and you can catch that breakout on the opening range, maybe 10-15 minutes in, if you get that kind of a break, I think I'd like it a little bit better then. Yeah,
we'll see how the overall group does as well. Let's shift over to Johnson & Johnson here. The next one, J&J, we're reporting better than expected quarterly earnings, $2.30 per share, beating by 30 cents per share. Revenue also topping forecasts. They did, however, lower their full year guidance to, obviously because of the COVID-19 outbreak, but also announced a 6.3% hike in their dividend. So a nice look as well for J&J this morning, guys.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. The thing with J&J is you talk about people changing their behaviors potentially. One thing, and when you talk about their positive earnings here, and of course they got a bump in sales as people rushed out and picked up extra Band-Aids or whatever it was that they were going to do. But there's a certain extent of that I think could possibly continue, and that's that the average person is going to stock up a little bit more coming out of this than they might not have before, and that's probably going to be a positive thing, at least in the long term. And the drag on the release for them was just in their little medical devices, and that will pick back up. So J&J has already been a strong name, and you go to the daily chart, you're already going to see it having put in almost its full recovery. So you say to yourself, okay, well, what's left? Well, what's left is a break through this 146.50-ish area. That was the top just a couple of sessions ago. I think that's a nice little breakout price. So we'll be having a quick look at that, and that, of course, coming last week. 146 even. That, of course, coming last week. I think it's going to be a nice little pop-off point. There's been some resistance below this 144.50 that just got broken here in the pre-market. So I think this one could be a nice one running to the upside, especially if you get exactly what Arun was talking about, break through 8,500 towards his 85 target.
Yeah, J&J's best of breed by far. It's a great stock to own. I own this. I mean, I own this one and JP Morgan. Any of the best stocks, J&J is just one of those names. And you talked about, I think it was someone Arif, I can't remember who it was on the chat there, but mentioned about what stocks are going to go back to their highs or anything like that, yada, yada, yada. Well, J&J. So J&J is at 146. Cannot believe that we went down to 110 there. Wow, if that wasn't a buying opportunity, I don't know what is. Complete V-shaped recovery. You're not seeing this in many stocks that are this strong in J&J. Sometimes they hang out a little bit, but J&J bang and bang. So right now we're looking at these levels. Neil already talked about them, 146 and change. That's a decent one all the way back here in January. So you get above 146 and it is a fly. So I like J&J. Again, it's not a huge mover though, guys, and it's just kind of like it's been just creeping up here as the future's now going to open up near 2% up. So J&J up 4 makes sense to me. 145.50, look for that as a pop-off spot. But here, for those of you, we have some questions there from Ford. It looks like there's a nice little buy imbalance there. I do not see J&J on here as the top list. Of course, we can sort this alphabetically, but right now it's Chesapeake to the sell side. They're bankrupt. Neo right there, 1.25 million. Carnival, we talk about that all the time. A few oil companies yet to come, but J&J not on the market open and balance, but 145.50, 146. Let's go and where's my hammer on here? Let's just punch it. There we go. We'll punch J&J out. Anything long, any opportunities, I like to take advantage.
Yeah, a lot of travel names on that imbalance locator as well. Some of the airlines, some cruise lines as well. All buys this morning. Let's continue along with the banks here. Wells Fargo also reporting earnings. I mentioned yesterday how this one definitely not, as Sean said, best of breed. In fact, quite the opposite, reporting a penny per share in earnings, well below estimates. They had to set aside a whole bunch of money to offset credit losses. Still, though, guys, 2.5% here to the upside for WFC when the news came out. If we come to the chart here, guys, quick, had a big flush to the downside. Barely got below yesterday's lows. So big flush on the news. Barely got below the lows, but we're right back up above 32 for WFC.
Yeah, I think the story for them is when you go to the daily chart, just look at how muted the bounce has been off of the bottom. You know, we talked about that bottom and off of $25 for them, and you're looking at 32. It's just not much of a, it hasn't been a robust recovery for Wells Fargo. You know, interestingly enough, you're going to see, and when you have BAC and Citi and everyone else throughout the rest of the week, it's going to be a similar story. Everyone's going to be bumping up reserves because there's going to be more defaults. Everyone knows this is coming. You know, Wells Fargo doesn't have JP Morgan's fantastic performance in their trading divisions to sort of lean on as well. So, you know, if you talk about relative weakness, I think this is the kind of thing where if you get a bit of a sell-off in the banking space today, well, the way I usually like to approach it is which one are you shorting, which one are you going long? If you get a bit of a rally, then you look at JPM, which might be a little bit stronger. If we do get a chance to sell off, I'm looking at Wells Fargo through 31.50. That's going to be the price. I think if we dip down, that's where I want to be selling. It's not that you can't short JPM, but why not pick on the weaker name?
Yeah, no, and I mean, WFC, for some reason, we could think it's weaker than JP Morgan and not the best of breed, because it's not, but up 2.45% is better right now than JP Morgan. So I think, I don't know what people are seeing in this stock other than the fact that it's a little beat down here. I mean, $32, $33. This is a $32.50. That's as high as we got there. And if we, break this out, there's $32.50 was the high yesterday as well. So we're right around that level. That's where we're going to open up. I like it. I mean, if the market can get going here, last time we checked was 1.8. Now we're 1.9%. Looks like the market wants to go. Here's that flush down to 31.50 there before making it all the way back. So Wells Fargo, I'd rather go long JP Morgan at 100. Let's check back in that. See what, well, there we go. There we go. That just broke 100. So now what do? We wanted 100. There's the VWAP 99.88. It just broke through 100. So now I guess 101.50 is back on the radar here for JP Morgan and or $100.50. But they're both up the same now. JP Morgan and WFC both now up 2%. So yes, definitely liking the banks today.
All right, guys, we'll go over to Roku. Roku reporting preliminary first quarter sales numbers that came in well above estimates. Obviously, a lot more people staying at home using streaming devices, including their own. The sales were higher for devices as well. They did, however, withdraw full year forecast. I'll just speak right into the remote here. And also pointed towards more uncertainty to come, obviously, because of the outbreak and pandemic that continues. Just notice, guys, Roku breaking to the downside here, though.
I don't know what Roku's doing, but if a Roku, I don't have a Roku, but I have an Amazon Fire Stick, and you can speak into the remote, Brendan. It actually listens to you, and
that's how they work.
you can call up, say, play Netflix, going to all-time highs. But here we go. Roku still up that 12%, like you mentioned there, Brendan, and yeah, more people staying at home. That's obvious, and I guess people are switching over to some Rokus. Like we said, there is a lot of competition in this space, but people are loving Roku. It must be very simple to use and operate. I think my father-in-law has one. Other than that, I don't know anybody, but one person's not bad. And then you can see here 108 and change. Yeah, falling back down. I think it's probably a little overdone. You see it was a nice little climb yesterday, but don't forget, guys, we closed at $96. So up here at 108, if you check out a daily chart, there's not much to do about this, all the way down. Then we did struggle a little bit here. So I was hoping maybe we'd be down here at near 100 so we could play this break. But we're already up here. There's a little bit of resistance up here, 115 or so. I'd like to see it break through 116.50. If that happens, you may not think that's possible, but on a stock like Roku, we can easily get there to 116.
Yeah, 116 first level, 123 the next one. If it falls down, I like 102. Lots of names to get to. We only got about 10 minutes left, so we'll just sort of jump right into some of these other ones you guys are asking, but a lot of names are going to be an active market today.
All right, guys, we'll shift over to Apple. Worth mentioning here, Apple among the strongest in the pre-market. They announced higher sales, 2.5 million iPhone sales in China in March, and it also shipped only 500,000 phones in China in February. So big jump from February to March. Apple, guys, to the upside this morning.
Yeah, I mean, what else to say about Apple? I mean, I can't even believe it's near 280 right now. That's just such a great run that Apple's been on. You do see a big move here from 3 o'clock yesterday. I was saying to the guys when we were sitting at our desk trading the close, wow, what a move Apple made there in the last 20 minutes or 30 minutes. You get from 269, somebody must have known something, to 273, and then today, this is like stairs, man, just climbs all the way up. So I see no reason why we can't break through 280. I mean, we don't even need to look at a daily chart. You can see this is more kind of like U-shape, but we're almost V, man. It almost came all the way back. This is a 50 period. That's why we want to talk about this. The 50 period moving average is right here at 279.70 or so. So that's right where we're at. So you do have that. No, it's 280.20 or so on the 50 period. But look at this, all the way up. We crack down lower, break it. Now we're going to crack up, reverse that trend completely. Apple, what a beast, off of its 220 bottom. You're going to see 280. We like it, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to really add anything. Sean nailing it with Apple there, and you're going to have to trade it probably a little heavier than me. I usually talk about, expressing those trades in the SPY or the Q if you're trading Apple, but Apple is a great one to look at. I see a lot of you guys asking about SONN, Sonnet here. You got a big kind of run up. It's almost 100% to the upside right now. It's done 2.5 million shares on volume. It's going to be a big mover. I just sort of threw into the chat. I already watched it just pull back in here, giving you that retracement. If you were venturing in early enough and paid for shorts, we had to pay for locates anyways. Through 11 was a fantastic selling opportunity. The next thing I'm looking at, however, is this $10 area. Nice little pivot already that you can see. There's some levels around that $10 even area. So it could be one of those situations where if it fails through that price at the open, that's going to be a sell signal for me. But you got to watch out for these breakouts. You watch the works. Maybe it's 10 o'clock, maybe it's 10:30, 11 o'clock. You don't know when the secondary move is going to come, but you have to watch those levels very closely. So I short in front of them with the idea that I'm going to be looking at a reverse through one of those key prices. I'm not looking at that at $10. That's probably something I would reserve for 11 or 11.50. Those are prices, not times of day.
Yeah, SONN in that same group as that MEIP as well. MEI Pharma gapping to the upside. This morning they had some positive news on a cancer drug that they're working on developing, teaming up with another company on that. I'll show you that one in a sec. I want to get to an energy company here, guys. XOM holding up pretty strong, even with oil prices, as we saw, down 4+% here. $43 seems to be a bit of a bid for XOM this morning. No significant news in this group this morning, but I think it's worth watching as oil continues its decline here today.
Yeah, oil's down 4%.
Back to 21, right? I mean, this is sort of like that point that we just keep gravitating towards in the price of oil and bouncing off of. You know, it's one of those things where the only trade I've been making lately for me personally is waiting for some consolidation in oil, and then maybe you get a breakout opportunity to keep price in XOM, and that's a patient game that you're playing if that's what you're going to be doing. I think it's the only look I have. Sean, I know you're a little heavier in XOM at times. Any thoughts there?
No, I mean today with I haven't really looked at it. There's just so many more opportunities here on XOM. I do see, or on other stocks, but I do see a big buyer here at $43. So you could see something there coming through. And if I was not mistaken, there was some XOM spiciness on here, but I don't see it anymore. Alibaba, nice little name that we don't talk about enough. There's XOM. I don't know if you can see that, guys, to the bottom. Let me see if I can scroll up. XOM right here, 261,000 shares to buy right now. So it looks like it'll be off to the races a little bit, but watch out for this 43 level. You know what, Neil, I don't have much of an opinion.
I saw Occidental in there for about 450,000. That's not an insignificant number for that stock off the open. So watch, that was a buy as well.
All right, guys, let's go to one more here. I just mentioned this one, MEIP, a little pharmaceutical company gapping significantly higher, 86% here in the same group, as I said, as that SONN. They're teaming up with another smaller company to work on further development of one of their most promising cancer treatments. So a nice look here, 86% as we said. Just left the line here at $3. So it looks like it wants to hold $3 at this point. If we get above 320, and then this is 332, I believe, up here as highs on the day. This one is definitely strong, guys. Already over 3 million shares on the day for MEIP, guys.
Yeah, I'm already looking at a break on that one through 330. Same price that you're looking at here. Very, very strong. It gave you that consolidation lower. Didn't have any weakness to it. I actually had one trade in and out that was basically just flat. Didn't like it almost immediately. If you are going to break down, you're probably looking to see if it can hold below 3 and then break that 280 mark. But until I see one of those two things, it's not necessarily the fantastic short play unless it fails through 330 right at the open. And in that case, maybe you can jump into some shorts. But for the time being, I'm going to be strict about waiting for that little break at 330. That's going to be the key for me.
6150. I want to talk about Square just a little bit here. Square is a nice name that we like. We traded that. Well, Neil traded yesterday. I missed it, but 6150, nice little top here. 6175 also. So if you're looking to trade some Square, you go back a couple days here. $60, nice little bunch up there. And then as you go, here's the 6150 mark again, back last week. So there is some potential breaks there. 6150 or 6175. So we'll put some stop orders in on that stock and get going. We're going to have Valeria on the bell once again, and hopefully she'll be over there quicker than she has been in the past, and we can get that bell down and start to ring that. But I know some of you are talking about that SONN stock. We did pay for shorts. Neil did talk about that a little bit. It is SONN, right? Yeah, yeah. On NASDAQ here. And yeah, 965. Neil's playing off that 10. I just want to tell you guys there's an 872 bottom here as well. So if you are playing off $10, you have about a buck and change to play with there to that bottom 875. I see some comments about Roku. Is it tanking there again right now? Who wrote that? Greg? Yeah. Oh yeah, 107 and change a little bit heading to the south side. I still like this 109.50 break. We'll see if that comes through. That's what I'm going to be looking at early on here. Roku 109.50, Square 61.75, and some JP Morgan and WFC love as well.
Yeah, I actually just tried out some Sonnet in front of that 10 even. I'll give it one shot here. I just picked up some shares on the way down and a couple of entries here. Average price is going to be 962 on the way in. Look, you talked about that 872. You're exactly right. You have to have some targets with this play because you've seen what can happen when you get a bit of a runner or something like a work. So you have a stop level at that 10 even with about 2 minutes to go here. And you never want to dig in too deep pre-market because you got to have a stop. You got to have a reversal idea if you think it's going to be a stronger name. And I think after what we saw in works, the bigger play, as much as the initial short was good for me, was certainly that reverse to the long side a little bit later on in the day. I know it was the same thing that you were looking at as well. So that's one to look at for Sonnet. And I think when you talk about works, I like the second day play on some of these stocks. Works, I'm actually looking at 1070 as the level that I like to work off of to the sell side. It hasn't given you anything unless you were trading this one maybe 30 minutes or so ago. So looking at 1070-ish on works, that'll be the level we short in front of with, again, the idea that we could possibly reverse to the long side. But initially on the second day, I prefer the retracement. It's off 17% after being such a high flyer.
31. I'm looking at JNJ here. WFC. I don't love it that much. It's not doing anything. It's kind of just in here. I still like that JP Morgan. We talked about that one. I like this one breaking through 101.50. We're going to check in on JNJ quickly as we only have a minute left to go in this market. And JNJ still topping up here. So I do like this one. 145.50 or so on JNJ should be good to go. But we do only have now 40 seconds to go before this bell.
Running out of time here. We're going to open up right about that 700 mark on Tesla here. I know, sorry, a name that we probably should have gotten to. If you've been following along long enough, and it feels like it's been forever, but Tesla was on the way down. 687 was an interesting price. Certainly a lot of opportunity around that key area. You can see the initial push off of that 1,000 mark to the downside was at 687. Big level today if it retraces there. But a lot of things to get to. We're going to drop the countdown off.
Oh my God.
As Sean said, Valeri is going to be on the bell today. Market about to open in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and we are open. Let's get this party started, guys. We talked about those banks. We want to have a quick look at that opening range on those. I am watching to see that 10 level possibly taken out here on Sonnet. It's trying to test it right now. JP Morgan is below that 101.50 mark, guys, we're coming down. 150 was the level I liked on JPM. We might have to fade that one.
Yeah, 169, 168. Yeah, this market fading back through a lot. Here's Microsoft. We're looking at that one now. 168, trying to hold it. Let's see if it does. 168 and change on a flush. We'll see about going long here on Microsoft if we can quickly. We'll put a bid in here to get long around 168 level here as it's just moving around a bit and bounced off that 168. I did not get into anything JPM, WFC wise or anything like that right yet. And
I did not get the reversal on Sonnet there, so we did get that 10 break. Try to short in front of it. Did not actually pick up the reversal. That MEIP, this one tried to test off of the open, just before the open, sorry, in front of that 330. So there is a bit of a move made to that price. Once it fails, that's when I'm looking for the short. But it's all about that breakout long opportunity through 330. Got that order locked and loaded, ready to go. Sonnet looks like it is gone here. I don't know how far I want to chase it, but remember, 11 and 1150 are the big levels we like for the long side.
Yeah, we have a little bit of money on right now. We do go long Microsoft, 168.30 there. It's at 168.60. We're going to see if we can't get some out to the top side here in the 90s or so, if we can. But we're going to wait to see on that one. Only a 20-cent winner right now for Mr. Softy as we look to go long here on that name. Tesla bounces off of that 700, so that's a name to look at as well. Tesla.NQ here. If you ever see an NQ, that just means it's a NASDAQ symbol that we're looking at. And here's Tesla with that nice little fade back. Maybe we get back above 696. This could be a buy, guys, Tesla.
Yeah, and quickly that Sonnet through 11, and then we get out right in front of that 1150, which was the next level we were looking at. Wow. So, obviously the short didn't work out. I wanted the reversal to the long side. You can see you take a small hit on the short. Should have had that reversal long. Was not aggressive enough with my second order, but we do snag the profit there out at 1151. This one could also at some point, as I mentioned, it is about to halt, and you get an immediate halt. Now we're halting on the way up, and we're long, so we're comfortable with this. We talked about that 1150, long in front of 11 even, so 1117 is my price into this upward halt on SON.
I hope you guys got Tesla there. I said we'd go long and I missed it. 696, guys, was the long we gave, or I gave you anyways. It's up to 703. That was a great little long there, 696. We talked about giving that one back. We should have hit it. But okay, here goes Microsoft, guys. This is a big winner. 168.34 right now. We're long. So this is 50, 60, 70 cents. And there it is, bang. So we hit out Microsoft right there for a nice little cowbell to start the day. A quick, what was that? 59 cents. So we'll hold the rest. We got out of half right there. 59-cent winner on Softy, guys.
MEIP does pick up through that 330, goes all the way to 365, then comes back in. We only get it on the retrace. I'll only give that to about this 315, that pre-market top before. So we have a couple of long positions on. One's actually in a halt that we took some profit on. The second one's going to see if we got some juice to MEIP, now up 100%, and it looks like it wants to make a second run to the upside again. So these are the prices that we covered in our pre-market segment. This is why you have to have at least a bit of a plan here. I will scalp some off in front of that 345. Look to see if we can take it to this 365 top. Otherwise, 315 is our stop on MEIP. Only a couple of minutes to go, and then we'll be opening back up on SONN. That one's a high flyer as well. Work's coming to the downside, so day two not as strong as day one.
Yeah, no, we are ready for Brendan, though. What's up, Brendan?
Another name that reported, guys, Organigram. If you want to look at a little cannabis name here, OGI, you can trade it on the NASDAQ or here in Toronto as well. Just breaking to the downside here, huge print in the U.S. this morning for OGI. Earnings obviously bad, down about 12%, guys.
Look at Apple, that ticked all the way down to 278 and change. We'll see if it can take it off. But right now, the only stock we have on is Microsoft, and we're long right now. 168.34 off this bottom we know. We got out of half. We'll wait to see if this can keep running through 169. We do love Microsoft here. I keep checking back in, guys. I do like Square off through $61. We're going to see if that can hit. It does make a bottom of 60. Well, I mean, it went as low as 59.70 there, but we're going to see if it can take 61. We'll go long there. There goes Microsoft, bro. That's a big time winner for us. Hopefully you guys have that. Now 80 cents into the money, and JP Morgan, guys, still waiting. Like I said, it didn't seem like there was too much steam on this. It hasn't moved much. It gets up to that 101.50 and misses it. So we're going to wait to see if that wants to go through. But right now, stocks are kind of calm, but they're now racing back. We touched that 2,800 on the ES, and there goes Softy, guys. Nice little long, 168.30. We're still in the money. Still got half of this. Up $1 on this position, guys.
Up above that 8,500 Arun talked about. Then next step was that 85.50, 85.85 that he was watching. I'm watching J&J pull back here, however. It failed through 145. It just dipped down to 144 even. You know, we talked about J&J, its relative strength. We didn't give downside targets for you. 142.50, 141. Those are support levels. I'm actually going to throw orders out there, so I'll probably pick that one up. I don't want to miss it if it dips down to those prices. We like J&J if it can get anywhere down there. But the break that we've been waiting for on J&J is still going to be that same 146. So we'll keep that one locked and loaded and ready to go. We're about to open up in a couple of minutes, like I said, in SONN.
We got Square here, yep.
Square there, good look. JP Morgan back up to that 101 mark. 101.50 is what we're watching.
Yeah, we'll watch JP Morgan at that 101.50 mark. That's what we like. Square, I mean, I don't know. It's not really trading the way we like it, or the way I like it anyways. We did take that 61 long, so we're going to wait, man. The market's moving to day's high here. We're up 2%, and Square fading back in. So we're going to try to find a bottom here, see how long we can hold this. Maybe back to this VWAP 60.50. It's definitely not trading the way we like it. Doesn't mean we don't have some nice upside targets here on Square. As here we go. There it is. Boom. Nice little trade. We take it out there. I was wondering what it was doing. So a nice little 25-cent winner. We take out a third of that. Now we're going to let this run. Softy to the moon as well. That's a clean dollar winner right now. We take that in the first minute all the way up to 169 and change. We're still running on this one.
MEIP about to take 315. That looks pretty weak to me. You're asking about that one. I'm selling through 315 if it gets down there. Still have the breakout long. We did take profit on the first half of it, but I'm now looking at Roku here, guys. We had a flush down of about $4 off of the open. It's trying to recover back through 106. We talked about the levels to the upside, but Roku to the downside, you've got to watch out for that 100 even mark. We just got that short in MEIP. Out of MEIP, now we're looking at the reversal to the short side. But Roku approaching that 100 even mark. There wasn't a lot to the downside until you got about $10 down. We might actually have a chance to see that today.
Yeah, I'm going to put an order at 60.30 or so on Square. I mean, I do have a high upside target of this one, so let's see if Square can't keep running. We are long Square right now, 61.09. It's at 61.25, and our Microsoft position is the other one we have on. I'll show you those when we get back from Brendan. What's up, bud?
Another one moving, guys. NK West here, 25%. Just got flushed at the open there through 425. Below 4 now. This is another one, guys, that's starting clinical trials on a COVID-19 vaccine, guys.
And it just opened back up, and this is what you got to do. It goes to the gates of hell, SONN. I see it immediately spike up to 12 even. Monster order on the offer. I'm long 11.17. We immediately jump out of that one. It goes all the way back down to 10.67. Sometimes it pays to be fast a little bit, so you wait for that reopen. You take profits. That could have been an abject disaster all the way back into even for us there. But either way, we take the profits. So that long reversal, fantastic. Now watch out for 12.09. That's the top. I talked about MEIP just a couple of seconds ago here and how I wanted out of that breakout long trade pullback, and then now I'm going short. So I like this 315 in front of that previous high of 330. See if we can't run this down into some of these lows. Looking like it's already starting to work out. 8 million in volume, so we can work in and out of this trade aggressively if we want to.
Okay, so JP Morgan finally triggers us in here. So we're long here, 101.50. So we're going to see what happens here. It's actually 101.52. So we're going to see if we can't take some out there up to the top side now. 101.60, 101.70, 101.80. Here we go. JP Morgan, guys, to the moon and back. So let's see if we, boom, nice little winner. Hit the siren, hit the cash there. I know you probably have this one as well. Let's go through 102, guys. This is what we're talking about. Big money being made on all three stocks. JP Morgan long, Square long, and Microsoft long. Microsoft now still that dollar in the money. We just took some JP Morgans out at 102 there. So let's see if we can't keep going higher and higher, guys.
Tesla pulling in a little bit maybe gives you a shot pulling back in front of that 700, but the pre-market high 703 might be a little bit more enticing for the long. That's the one I think we want to wait for. Roku, we keep talking about you, and it's trying to pull back into this 108 open price. If we break the open, we want to break out to a long trade. It was a fantastic dip down. I would have liked 100 better, but if you got to take it through the open price, this could be a nice little breakout on Roku.
Roku, yeah, okay, we'll look at Roku too. JP Morgan tried to go there. Okay, so we still have Microsoft, which is nice right now, but we are nicely in the money. We take another long, 169.50. So let's see if that can keep the momentum going to the top side now, as we're loaded up on Microsoft, we're loaded up on Square, and we're loaded up on JP Morgan. So 3 longs and all nicely in the money. So we hit the cowbells again, guys. It's been a nice day here. The S&P coming near that 2%. Hope you guys are long with me down here. Big winner on Microsoft. We add to that position right now. Let's see if we can't keep this momentum going to the top side.
Yeah, having a quick look at this Roku, it's failing at this 108 mark. And look, we like it when it breaks this price, but if it can't break the open price, it might actually end up being a fading opportunity. We're topping out here in the market at 85.20. So I'm going to jump quickly into a bit of a retracement short here. And again, I still like the 108 break if we can get it, but that doesn't mean you can't try to play both directions. So we're going to jump in, see if we can't catch Roku on the way down here and see if it can hold that opening price of 108. We'll add somewhere in the 107 range if we can get it, and then maybe a breakthrough long through 108 even. I'll bring you guys back to MEIP when it gets down to $3, but that one also is working in the money for us. Going to take some profit in front of that 3 even, as we talked about. But right now with Roku to the short side, just covering for some profits as we punch through on MEIP. But here goes Roku, already in the money, about 50 pennies. I want to retest to that low at 104.
Okay, yeah, Roku, great little short there. And yeah, we could get going here as the future's turning around. I did want to talk about JP Morgan though. Looking for some outs here. We're still long. I mean, it's okay. This is what we wanted to do. We knew JP Morgan would be bouncing around. That's why we took some profit out instantly for 45% of our trade was out here for 50 cents or so. Now we'll wait to see. It's bouncing off this VWAP right here, $100.60. So we're going to give JP Morgan another shot at this. I'd love to get some more long here, $100.50 or so if I can. That's right at this VWAP. We'll get some more shares long and see if we can't run that to the top. My ultimate out's going to have to be down here, guys, 99, maybe even if we break this little $100 top. So we can average into this one. JP Morgan, we still do like it. JP Morgan, Square, and Microsoft. 3 longs that we have on board right now, guys.
Yeah, you guys have been talking about AI, KI up 300%. Yeah, Halt Fest, absolutely. It's done 13 million shares. It's about to get to that $3 mark. When something is making this type of move, I'm usually waiting for a halt and then trade lower. That's the play I like a little bit better. If you've already missed out on 100%, 200%, 300% of the returns, fantastic if you got it early. Otherwise, I'm waiting patiently for one of those halts and the move down. So that's probably why I'm not going to be covering it just yet. I want to get back to the MEIP. I said I would get back to this name for you. It did stall out at $3, so the short we're going to take out in front of that 3 even. This was a level in the pre-markets. You want to see if that can hold. If it does, you know what, I'll stay away from this one and watch that 330 level once again. So MEIP's worked out for us. Going to get back into Sonnet at some point here, and then Roku, we got that short in front of that 108. That worked about $1 in the money, but we want to see a retest of that 108. Originally, we liked the long better.
Yeah, I'm going to test that long if it does break through 107 here, and just see if we can't make a little bit of money up to 107.50 or so on Roku. I don't know if it's going to go, but we'll wait. The short is great too. 108, yeah, 108's a great short. So we'll see. Here it comes now, down Roku to the downside here. SONN, we did take that through the break, guys. We're long as hell right now, guys. Big move on SONN. Wait a second, Brendan. We are going up a couple hundred shares here at $12. Let's keep going. It might halt again.
It's halting here.
Yeah, it's halting here. So we're going to get out a little bit here as we can. Out some at 50. Should. We're basically out of half of our SON. Big win there. Long at $12.15. Booyah, hit the slap shot there. You take a couple hundred shares, make a couple $100. Let's see what happens now to that top side. And by the way, there goes Square, 61.30. We're long this one from long time. So let's see if that can get going. We've averaged in, and there it is, bang, out some 61.40s. Big winner Square, big winner Sonnet, big winner JPM, hopefully. Brendan, what's up, bud?
Just going to mention, guys, on that AIKI, a lot of people talking in the chat there about AIKI. They picked up a worldwide license here for broad spectrum antiviral drug, including, guys, the coronavirus. So they are going to market with a possible coronavirus drug, guys.
Okay. We like coronavirus names. 6150. We punched some more long here on Square. Now we are hella long Square. We'll go, if we can, guys, why don't we just show up my position board right here quickly. If we can, we'll update it just to show up what we have on. We'll go to camera 2 if possible, guys. Here we go. So here it comes on. JP Morgan long, 101.50. That's 55 cents out. That's in trouble. Microsoft, 25 cents in the money right now. Sonnet, we know that's halted. That's 40 cents in the money right now. Square, 15 cents in the money. A lot of shares on Square. Let's turn around and see if we can get this stock market going to the upside now, as we are hella long, looking to get out of some Square now, guys. Our average price is right here at 61.50. We've already gotten out of our 61s, so we need this one to go. I think we can test 61.70. That's actually where we went. So we'll put some orders up here at the high of the day, Neil.
Yeah, just looking at that JPM, still lingering below that 145, but with this strong market, 146, I'm not going to wait around for that break. I'm going to take the 145 break into 146. I just feel like JNJ has a chance to go here, and it hasn't moved yet, so we'll see if we can catch
Neil,
up.
come back here because Softy has huge size. Oh, sorry, guys. Good. Sorry to interrupt you, Neil, but there was about 500,000 or 600,000 shares on the level 2 here of Microsoft. So I just wanted you guys to see that, but we missed it. That's okay.
Bitter offer.
Yeah, it was offer. So now we just crushed it. It just went right through 169. Now it's stopping. We are hella long, 169.50 right now at Microsoft. So look at this. Bang in again. Out some here. Let's keep going to the moon right now, Mr. Microsoft. Still to the upside. JP Morgan falling on its face. So it's good to see Microsoft ripping up for me here, guys.
Yeah, and still working to the downside. We're talking about that Roku here and that retrace. I'm looking to see if it can retest the bottom. And again, Roku was just up so much, and it's nothing against them, but showing weakness at that 108 price. It is stalling out just a little bit here, a couple of times through 105. So we'll take the dollar win off and look for a re-entry price, as the market's too strong to be hanging out in a name like a Roku, which was still up 8% and was up 10%. But Brennan, what do you got, bud?
Another recent mover, guys. BCRX, similar to MBRX, in fact, back at 250, showing signs of life here, moving 6% to the upside today. But 250, if you go back yesterday and 2 days ago, was a significant level for BCRX, guys.
Good look there. I just triggered long into JPM. So not JPM, sorry, J&J. I talked about not necessarily wanting to wait for 146, given how strong the market was looking and the desire to be long in J&J. So we did get 145.05. You can have a look at this 144 level, and I apologize for the wicks on the chart here, but you can see off the open, the bottom of the range here at the open is exactly 144 essentially. So you're risking about $1 here. I think if you take this trade, you can work into some more shares if you really, really want to. Not an unreasonable idea. SONN is not open just yet. We have a couple more minutes to go. Long on that 12 break. Watch for it to reopen. If it opens lower, we'll just jump out like we did last time.
Guys, unfortunately, we have to flush ourselves in the hole here because JP Morgan absolutely destroys us there. It goes all the way, breakings down. We get out at 99, like we talked about, 99.80. I did take the long again in the 70s and have cashed out once. We'll see if that can hold this 99.50 level down here. 99.25 actually is the low, but we're going to get out at 99.50. We re-upped our shares on that one, so that one's still going. Microsoft, we've taken that out. This has been beautiful. Mind these wicks. I don't know why we can't get these fixed down here, but 109. 170, we're still huge on this one. 61 cents for this. Sonnet, you know that's halted, guys. We're going to see where that opens up. We're long at 12.15, couple hundred. Square right now, breaking through 62. So whoever on the chat was mentioning that, can Square get to 62? That's Zach. What's up, Zach? We just took some out there. 61.87, Brendan. A nice little 50-cent win on Square.
Guys, Virgin Galactic just breaking to the upside here as well. $17 just taken out on huge volume for space, up 11% today, guys.
Oh, wow.
Sean just mentioned JPM moving to the downside there, but Wells Fargo actually holding relatively steady above 32. I like this one off the pre-market high. If it's going to follow suit in the strong-ish market and not want to retest its highs, then I'm going to take my hand and short it. Just now, we got some shares there, and I will put the position board on. We do have 4 positions currently, so worth a look for you guys to be able to see. I just added Wells Fargo to the mix at 32.09 to the short side. Sonnet, we're long at 12.25. That just reopened and immediately flushes to the downside. I distract myself there in front of the reopen and then pay the price, because I think I actually could have made about 40 cents. We end up losing about 20 as we got out there. But the other positions we have J&J.
Here it comes, Neil.
145 as well. And there goes Sonnet. And we get distracted. Shouldn't have been doing that while that opened.
Yeah, there it goes. Sonnet to the upside there. We did cash out a little bit sub 12, but then we did get some more out up here as well. So Sonnet for the win. One of my biggest stocks today. Well, I mean, I don't have to tell you that one. As it keeps going up, 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 and away. Microsoft pulls all the way back. Let's just let Sonic go to like $20 or something. See if that happens. We're almost out of that anyways as it goes. So we'll see. Cannot lose on that one now. Square, $62. So that one is an explosion of money. I know a lot of you guys are liking that. You can see the numbers at the bottom there. We're huge on Square. Long 61.08. Long again right here, 61.50. All the way up to 62. That's a big time winner. Softy falls back down, but like I said, we cashed out of most of these shares at 170.40. We're still at that 170 mark, and we're long 169.50. So either way, we're flossing off a bunch of trades. I'm huge on everything today, but we did suck pretty bad on JP Morgan, guys.
Yeah, MEIP, like you guys, I'm still short here through that 3 even break. We got back in. We took profit in front of 3. We jumped back in at 3 when that got taken up. But a better trade here is JNJ, and it's going to be that long. And we talked about 146. You see the strength in the market, and you like the name. You look for the next level. That was going to be that 145. I talked about not wanting to wait for that trade. So we are going to take some profit in front of 146. If it's going to be a key level, you have to anticipate there's at least an opportunity that it might run into some resistance there. So I will take at least a little bit off here in front, catch that little 50-60 cent win, and then hopefully run that to our original target entry, which is 146. But Brendan, what do you have for us?
Just watching Apple, guys, 4% now up here for Apple. We mentioned the news. If you joined us at 9 o'clock, better, higher iPhone sales for March for Apple in China. So huge mover, 4% for Apple, guys.
Yeah, let's go with SONN. We're now at 13.50. So yes, sir. Swish, swish. We're still long, 12.15. We talked about that one. So all day, guys, look at this out. 13.60 here. Like I said, take a couple hundred shares. It's a win. We'll take a win as a win here. We can't predict these random stocks, but here we go. Sonnet to the upside. Still long here. $1.70 in the money. Guys, we're 55 cents. Square, boom. Alley-oop to you guys on the chat room. Square, big winner as well. That's 50 cents. Microsoft, big winner right now as well. 50 more cents. I just got to go back and look at that JPM. We're going to look at Roku as well. JPM, some of these movers.
The market just halted one more time.
Yeah,
again,
baby.
It's an upward halt, right? So if you're long in that one, you're okay. If you're short going into an upward halt, you really got to be paying attention to make sure that it opens to the downside. Otherwise, you could get absolutely crushed. MEIP continues to go downside. I really do think J&J with the market here, as we're approaching that 85.85, one thing to watch out, if you're long, you're already in the money in that 145 break that we took. If we get to that Arun's level at 85.85 and we haven't taken out 146 in Johnson & Johnson, I'll probably cover the entire position. I don't want 2 resistance levels, one in the stock and one in the market at the same time and needing a breakout. I'd rather play that kind of a pullback and give me a better price on a re-entry. So that's going to be the idea. We're still hanging on. We're still in the money, 60 pennies. That's fine. We want more. We want a 146 break on Johnson & Johnson.
Okay, took some out there, $62 for 60 cents on Square. We're going to wait to see if it can't retest the high. We're pretty flat now on most things here. Square, Microsoft, we just took some out again at 170. Everything is running in for us in the money. We'll put our position board on one more time. It's 4 longs. I mean, the market is up pretty huge today, so we'll look back. It's basically the same positions as before. Sonnet, you guys already know that story. It's at $14. I said let's go to 19. That was kind of a joke, but I'll take it. Square up 50 cents right now. You see those positions as well. And I just took some J&J, so we'll see. I'm on those levels, Neil. I'm at 145.58, so we're similar to you. You're at 145, so we're going to wait to see what does happen there with J&J.
This market's almost too strong. And I talked about the relative, my personal preference to be shorting in a Wells if we could and be longing a JPM. And I did grab that short when JPM flushed and Wells didn't go. I thought maybe there'd be a sympathy move down, but the market's so strong. I'm going to take half off here for a quick little scalp, and we're only going to end up winning about 15 pennies on this trade. It's not a huge amount, but the market has just been booming to this upside. I don't want to get caught in a short that's in the money and have taken no profit out if we get a bit of a bounce here. And there is a bit of a level here on the opening range at 31.90, which is coming into play in Wells. Good place to take off some profit. If it breaks lower, fantastic. We'll hold on to half. But Brendan, what do you got?
Another name we've looked at many times on the show, guys. Sorrento Therapeutics here. SRNE 6% plus to the upside today. 270 up to about 285 here. They were awarded a patent for one of their latest products in the U.S. as of today as well. So SRNE, all kinds of volume as well, guys.
Definitely, yeah. You know, that's a name we like, but when it comes to small caps, you got to make sure that you're picking a few names. I'm looking at SON, and I'm looking at MEIP, and I'm looking at work from yesterday, and there is the further flush in MEIP. Forget about the stop at 3 even. We're short here for the second time. We started this short in and around this 315 mark. We talked about the reversal there. We added to this position at 294 on the break of 3 even. At this point on the way in, I'm going to move my stop into $3, so we're not going to give it to that 330 mark ever again. Well, not ever again, but at least with this trade, and we'll trail this one. So it's going to be a bit of a trailing stop idea. We just turned down to that 263, and I could have taken 10%. Did not. We'll see if pigs get slaughtered, getting greedy here, wanting a breakdown to 250.
Okay, so I mean, here goes Square right back to highs there. So that's a chicken dinner all over the place. Okay, Citigroup, I did want to look at that one as well. 46.50. A lot of these stocks have dropped here. JP.Morgan included, and I got my whatever handed to me on that one. 46.50 though. If Citigroup can come back to this level, I'll take that long and test it off some of these bottoms. So we're going to wait for 46.50 to come in Citigroup. We're still pretty big, man. Microsoft, J&J right now is not doing anything. It's at 145 and change. I do like it back to this VWAP here. We'll load up. That'll be where we get out. Maybe probably protecting this little bottom here. But the futures are on a nice little run here. I don't know how much more we want to stay long. We are 75 cents now in the money on Microsoft as that's at day's high. We're long 169.56 on Microsoft. So the cheering in the background, hit that like button, guys. Hit subscribe. We're back every single day. I got an 82-cent winner right now on Microsoft, a $3 winner, well, $2 winner on Sonnet. We don't know where that's going to open up. Square right now, we're out of Square, but that's falling down. We're going to have another look at that one. Microsoft right now, day's high. I like it. Maybe we get out right now, 170.50. Look at the futures, though. We're still moving higher, guys.
Yeah, you know, it comes from you guys asking, normally we go with the trend. The trend is your friend, and you hear that a million times in trading. If you're going to trade counter trend, which I do for some specific strategies and setups, you have to have a very, very defined risk plan if you're going to be counter trend. That's like with those small cap downside plays when they've gapped up too far. At least I think they're a little bit too far. I like those plays. You have to have tight stops. You have to have levels you can work from here. And this is why I'm trailing down MEIP. You know, this is one of those things where it was up, and yeah, we get a nice little downward trend. I want to make sure I'm playing that trend. If it bumps up, capture profits, look for a re-entry point, whatever it might be. You can be active when a stock's on 14 million shares. But the story is the market going to the upside, and I feel like I should be adding to J&J at some point. Had a chance at 145.30. That might be the best price we see in a little bit. Brendan, what do you got?
Peter mentioning Wader Holdings there in the chat. A little bit of news on that one. Once again, this is 2 weeks in a row, they've come out and say they're expanding their delivery service area again. So WTRH, back to the upside today, guys.
Okay, there goes Son. It's just ripping up. I got some out on that open there at 1375. Now we're at 1450, 1460. This is a $2.50 winner, guys. Follow us on Twitter. I'll be tweeting this chart out. Wow, we're up to $15 now. We're long $12 here on SONN. So hit the disco. I hope you guys like this trade here. We waited for it, got it on the second halt. So you halt there, you reopen up, we take that long on that break, halts again, halts, we may halt again. We're at $15. This is a $3 winner on a $12 name, so giddy up. Also, you want legit stocks? Here's Microsoft, and here's a $1 winner on Microsoft as well. So okay, Citigroup, let's get revenge on these banks. Well, 46.50, we're now long. Looks like it's taking revenge on me though, as it's going down again. We've already lost. Ooh, thank you, Valeria.
Yeah, as you mentioned that, Sean, I got WFC moving to the downside.
Yeah,
might want to test. It just broke that 31.90 level I was looking at. That's where we got on our first half in front of. With this screaming market to the upside, you are seeing some pressure on the financials here. I am looking right here at this 31.65. That's going to be that bottom. I'm not going to get too frisky in an upward moving market. I'm looking for profit taking on my shorts and holding on to longs. That's going to be how you usually want to play the trend. We're going to stick with an idea like that. I'm moving my stop on Wells Fargo to 32 even, right at this little VWAP to make sure we get some profit here and lock it in. 32.09 is our short, so it can't turn into a loser at this point.
And there goes Softy again. again, we are at day's high. So yes, our net is not going up in smoke, but some of the stocks like the banks are, but not Microsoft. Up to 162. Wowzers, guys. We've been trading Microsoft absolutely perfect. Our bottom here, I don't think it gets any better than this bottom. I got to get rid of this wick, and I'll edit that when we go out. But we take this early 168.34. That's a $2 winner here off those open prices. If I just stayed away from these banks, we would be monstrous today. But sometimes you lose when you do that. You got to trade what's happening. Let's check out Roku. Neil, I know you were short that one. Are you still short? Does a great call all the way down to 102.50. Holy crap.
Market was screaming and I took profit. It's one of those things where you come in with a bias, and I wanted to have some long breakouts in Roku, and you get that initial impression, and it's hard to get away from. And really, the best way to do that is you just put your targets in, you put your triggers in, and then make sure that you stick to those rules. But it's one of the rules we have around here is don't keep Brendan waiting, because he is the man, the myth, the legend. And right now, we need to jump to the big screen for Happening Now with Brendan.
Yeah, about 30 minutes into the session here. Let's have a look at North American markets, see how things are shaping up so far. Nicely positive, as you can see on the board. Top to bottom, big time positive numbers here. The S&P about 2.5%. The Dow, the NASDAQ over 3% now, guys. 3.2% for the NASDAQ leading the way so far. Russell, small caps doing well today, is also 2.8% for small caps. Here in Toronto, 2.5% for the TSX. A nice day, 350 points. Gold stocks are moving back to the upside. Had some weakness in the banks, but now even those are kind of coming back to the upside. I'll show you a couple in a second. Down in Brazil, 2.5% for the BOVESPA. So a nice positive start right across the board for a Tuesday. Yeah, here's BTO if you like the little ones. All kinds of volume behind this move. If you joined us at 9 o'clock, we showed you gold. Finally, nice day to the upside today. So 650 here was a decent level for BTO, approaching $7 to the upside. Nice look there. The next one, YRI, another little gold name. Look at the volume behind this move to the upside. $6 broke right at the open. We're all the way up to 630. 650 is a decent level for that one as far as resistance goes. We did have a little bit of weakness off the bat here for the banks, but even TD here, 1.6% in positive territory. So a nice positive start, guys, right across the board. Back to you.
This is, 2.3% is very, very nice.
You know what? This is why you tune at 9 o'clock. Arun came on here and he talked about 88, 85, 85 as that first test to the upside. Look at the NASDAQ on the 8,500 break up. It goes straight shot. Top is 93, so it goes right into that price band he talked about and then turns around. That's the first turnaround point. If it retests the top, I'm loving where we're positioned in Johnson & Johnson at 145. We bought it once through 145 even. We took it out in front of that 146 level that we've been talking about all morning. We reload on the way back in. So same structure of the trade as before. I still like that 144 bottom. I still like this idea that we should have some strength in J&J through that price. But again, you have to watch out, like I said, that 85, 85. You're anticipating a pullback. Let me get you guys over to that MEIP, and I'll keep screwing that name up or having trouble with it. I actually just took it off in front of that 250 at 260. Again, it's something against thinking it couldn't go further, but I'm not going to squibble between 4 or 5 pennies here or there. The idea was out in front of that 250 on the secondary short. We're in at 294. We're out at 261, 33 cents on that second short. The first short was at 315. We got that one out in front of 3 even. So making money on both the long and the short in MEIP. That's how you have to get it done in some of these small caps.
Yeah, we, I got to flush myself. Great look on those small caps. I mean, it's my largest.
I screwed up Son. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, don't worry. I got it. Don't worry. Yeah, Son to the upside. They're huge. What I am screwing up, though, is J&J. For some reason, we were long 145.20. It breaks down below 145, and I tap out for some reason. I don't know what I was doing there because normally my outs are these VWAPs.
That's a bad wick.
144.70. Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah, maybe it was a bad wick there. But now, so we're light on it. But we're long 145.20. Could have been long a lot more. Now we're 40 cents in the money on this one. Our Son, like Neil's talking about there, I'm going to hold. I only have 10% of the position left. We're going to wait back till this VWAP here, 1150. We'll see if that breaks. Microsoft, we're $1 in the money on that one. J&J, we just talked about that. Wow, J&J. Okay. Damn it, we did have that one. Long. Look at these longs. We initially took that one at 145.50 break. Average, so our average price was about 145.20 where we're long now. But yeah, wow, all the way to the upside. We'll take out half. of what we have.
Sheldon, here's the thing, man. We'll both say it. One of us can do it. You held on to the sun. I screwed up and got out of it while I was talking about something else and saw it reopen. J&J, I'll hang on. I think that was really just a bad wick. It really didn't trade down through 144.80 from what I saw. I just took the same rinse and repeat trade. You have that top here at 146. It's trying to get to. It's failed at 75 a couple of times. So each time, I'm taking some profit out here for about 50 cents. That's the second time we've done it, hanging on to a core position. But right now, Brendan, what do you got?
Guys, OPK just popping up here on a volume scanner. Huge buying coming into OPK. Broke through 155 here, straight through to 170, almost up 12% now. Going to check on the news. This one is related to the coronavirus, though, guys.
Okay, so look, I am trying to, guys. I am trying to drop some money here on some of these banks, but we did have to absorb a big move down here, almost getting me out back to 46. But we're long, and we're long right here on Citigroup. We gave this one to you a long time ago, so we're going to wait to see if we can't cash it out. I've been dropping it slowly here, some at 40, some at 50, and again at 50 just in case. So now we have about 2/3 of our original position here. I've lost too much money on JPM. We're going to see if Citigroup wants to come back. Some of my outs are here in the 60s and 70s. Maybe we're going to cancel that one. We're going to wait up here for 70. Here goes this. This is a day maker for me if this one can turn itself around. Citigroup to the upside here. Little bit of shares, a little bit of risk. Let's see if we can't get out 46.75 or so as the market looking to turn around, but we're strong here.
Yeah, Works just actually broke its opening range top. And look, I prefer the short in this one, but we are going to have a look at this little break here at that 975, 980 mark. I end up getting slipped to about 85 on that one. So it's basically thinly traded here with spreads opening up to 10 cents or so. We've got to watch out for that with your anticipation of how you're going to be able to get out of trades. You look at this little top right at the open at 1040.
There we go.
That's your next step to the upside. That's one thing worth looking at here. Probably take some profit out in front of it. We can get it. Our stop is down at 925 on Works.
All right, here goes Citigroup finally, thank God. So there it is. We hit the cowbell again. Again, you know, it all depends on how many shares you take, right? We do want Citigroup to get back to VWAP here, but I just took some out high 60s, low 70s. So now we're fading back down. These banks just aren't really going, guys. We've already taken a huge hit on JP Morgan, and that one just continues to be downside risk on that as well. So I don't know. With JP Morgan coming back down, we are going to have to watch and tame our expectations on this Citigroup, guys.
Yeah, just having a quick look at Tesla. It continues to be absurdly strong here. It did not give you anything, give you a bit of a retest, and we did talk about 700. It gave you 705. At this point, we're looking at 725.
Wow.
So,
wow.
You know, I remember all these levels from the way down on Tesla. I'm telling you, you basically have nothing till about the 780s or so, and I think it was like 784 to 790 was an interesting band. So this one, I think someone was mentioning, it was probably you and Brendan talking about 800. There's not a heck of a lot if it makes a breakthrough here. And you need the futures to break that 85, of course, on the NASDAQ. But it's not like we bounced very far down just now on the futures. We turn around at that level. We've only gotten about 15 handles, so it hasn't been a gigantic pullback. I think that's why J&J is working out so well on that reload at 145 over and over.
Yeah, J&J, man, damn it. We tried to get out some at the top and missed it, of course. I was waiting at the ultimate top, 145.75. Silly guy. But J&J now coming all the way back down, 145.20. We still are in that one for sure. My Citigroup, I took some out again at 60. I will let this one fade back down, but again, turning winners into losers is not something that I like to do. So we will have a little cheer for what Citigroup did, but now we'll wait to see if it can't go. I see Elliot. How are we doing this channel for free? Very good question. I said we work for tips, but that was just a joke. So, but we are waiting now for Citigroup to keep going to the top side, and that's about it right now. I mean, I have 4 positions on Microsoft as well. Oh, one stock I want to talk about here, GBTC. Not really moving too much, but we will have Jeff Mendl from OTC Markets coming up soon, I believe, at 10:30. No, 11:15, I think, with Jeff Mendl. We'll confirm the time with Brendan, but GBTC, 600,000 shares, not very many right now, but I did want to talk about Bitcoin. If anybody was looking at that one, take a little long here through 50, but that's GBTC for you if you do like it. But one thing I do like, Neil, and this is not meant to be a sour note for you because I know you've made money on the stock regardless, but there is SON, Neil. We are $4 in the money, but we're light. We only have 10%. I'm only celebrating because it's up there, but we would have loved to hold more. Just another runner today. today. We had that Works yesterday. That was up 400%. Hit the like, guys. Hit everything. You want to trade like this? We're going to be hitting these stocks every single day. So join us every single day, and hopefully we can give you some of these runners right now. We are absolutely monstrous.
And just make sure you tune in at 9 o'clock. You're missing out if you're not going to catch the pre-market action, because we'll go over some of these stocks and these levels. I know we're jumping around, and we'll try to slow things down when you guys need us to, and put in the chat if you want us to do that. But we do have levels that we've already discussed, names that are already on our watch list. You can see the ticker below is going to talk about the in-play stocks. It's not the entire market. It is just the names that are active and in play on some of our watch lists. So that's what it's all about here, guys. Do ask questions if you have them in the chat. We're trying to cover them. Valerie is all over it as well. And Brendan's bringing us breaking news. And speaking of something that Brendan brought us, I'm looking here at Virgin Galactic, which I'm usually trying to short. I'll be honest with you most times. But today, it's a big-time runner. It's up 14.5%. I mean, Tesla's moving. Virgin is moving as well. This is one where the squeezes come in, and it can get very, very enticing. The next thing I'm looking at is if it had a lower high here at 18 even. If we can bust through that and hold above, that's a nice little breakout. But I actually prefer, and I keep talking about this, if we fail through there, I'm going to take a shot shorting Virgin. If we fail through 18 even one time, that'll be my shot on Virgin, up 15%. I shorten to strength on that name sometimes, I get into trouble. But when it pays off, it's just such a huge opportunity that I think we'll look at it again and make sure we got locates. We might have to pay for those.
9:45. So just to tell you guys, we're trading the P Pro 8 platform here, and it's a great one. We love this platform. You can go in and actually edit some of these wicks. So I noticed at 9:45, I have a bad Microsoft wick here, so I can just go in and edit this, right? We have a bottom here of 150.72. It's 170.52. So by the time I go in there and edit it, now you see a banger here. Microsoft long right now, 168 there. Long again, 169.50 out, 170. We didn't get the ultimate out up here, 178, but sorry, 170.80. We still are long, again, 10% of our position. I like to hold about 10% just for those home runs, but right now we are going to wait. If it does break down below 169.95 right here, that's why I want to fix this chart. We'll get out for a 40-cent winner, but we're holding on for dear life here. Microsoft, great stock. I love this stock. Can't believe this was down to 130. What a buy opportunity.
Swinging a hit. Sometimes I hit the graphic and I wanted to hit the top of that chart, and it did. So there you go. But I was actually talking about Works, and I mentioned I would take profit in front of this this opening top at 1037. And I know a couple of guys in the chat were talking about it as well. So I did take it, and probably a little bit early. We ended up just jumping a bit of an iceberg there at 10:08, and probably should have waited for 10:20. But a winner's a winner. We're going to hang on to the rest. You get that break at 10:37. I think that's where you go parabolic. So we're long here at 9.85, almost $1 in the money. This one, again, could be one of those halt situations if we get big moves upside. It hasn't done it yet, but if it does to the long side, I'm loving it, and we're going to hang on through that. But right now, we're going to get it to Valeria, who I know you guys love to see.
Dear viewers, thank you very much for being with us today, for all of your good words and support. And for those who just joined our live trading show, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe for our channel so you get notifications when we are back on air. Also, guys, go ahead and ask any questions you want to ask directly to Neil, Sean, or Brandon. I'll choose the best one and ask to them, and they will answer in more details. And I'll see you later. Back to traders.
So I'm just adjusting the stop order here. I mentioned to you guys in the chat that once I've taken profit and Works and we've rubbed up on that next level at 1037, a rejection of that price, we just traveled through and came back in. I'm not going to let that turn into a losing trade. Once I've seen that happen, my stop moves up. I'm not giving it to 925. You're not going to risk 50, 60 pennies at that point if it rejects at that price. You should probably move it into somewhere. It can be break even. You can talk about 975, which is what I'm picking. So I've moved my stop. We're now in the money, about 80 cents in this Works. I'd love for it to have an upside halt. It's not happening just yet, but we're going to get to upgrades and downgrades. I see a few interesting names up there with Brendan.
Some interesting moves as well on this board this morning. We'll have a look at what has been upgraded and downgraded. Top of the list here, Abercrombie & Fitch. Haven't looked at this one, but even the retailers, guys, are moving to the upside today, 5.7%. Yeah, there's Roku and Tesla, 12.5% now for Tesla. Workday down here having a nice day, 5.6% to the upside. AIG, Cheesecake Factory, John Deere, and PBF Energy. Some of the energy names did start the day a little bit higher, but coming back to the downside a little bit at this point. There's Roku for you. A nice move back down to 104, looking like it might want to hold 104 as support. This thing started in the pre-market up around 110, 111 for Roku. So maybe a level that you can start looking at Roku again. AIG, 4% to the upside, even with a downgrade today. So a nice look, gapping higher, in fact, back above 26.50, which came into play yesterday off the bat. 26.50 for AIG. Guys, back over to you.
Yeah, thank you for all that. Roku, upgrades and downgrades, AIG. Okay, whoa, thank you, Davide there. Nice little donation there. Thank you so much. Oh, and it's a euro. So we'll explode some money there. We need a little European graphic there. Thank you, Davide. Glad you're enjoying the show there. Thank you so much for that. And look, guys, trade with us. These are just our suggestions. Neil, myself, and Brendan, over 35 years experience. We're day trading here, and we don't hold anything overnight, so we are good to go on all of that. Thank you, Davide. That's a great little tip there. Thank you so much. We are short now. Uber. I just want to talk about that one quickly here. Where's my little Uber? We have a cool Uber graphic. Let us know if there's any other graphics you guys want to see. But here we go. Hey Uber, I'm over here. Here I am. Hey, oh, I'm over here. Hey Uber. So we are short right now. You know, again, decent position. I've built this one up. We're going to use this 28.55 as a kicking point here. We will hopefully retest 28 down here to the downside. But if these futures keep going, guys, yikes. I don't know about this one at all. My Citigroup, what a surprise. We get taken out of that one all the way down. I told you we were a little nervous about these banks. That's why we cashed some out here. Not as big as a loser as my JP Morgan, but one I should not have taken. I talk about having experience, yet I go back to the banking sector and get it handed to me once again. So Neil, just wait before I go here. I'm going to put myself, Neil, just wait a second. I'm going to fall in a hole there. And now you can take it over. I just want to.
I didn't fare much better with the banks because I took off. I slid my stop on Wells Fargo in the strong market. I slid my stop to close to break even to lock in profits. I get stopped out at VWAP, which is not really a good idea. You want to let it test that a price like that and see if it actually breaks through. It basically turned around on a dime, and now we're continuing to flush here. So, you know, we talked about the relative weakness, and this was a name that I wanted to short if we were going to get a fall. We did short it. We did make money, but it's not nearly what we should have. The only thing I can say is at least Works is working out.
Oh, here goes.
See what I did there? Yeah, we're going to take this one off in front of 11. I talked about 11.25 as the next stop in the chat. It just turned around there, so going to see if we can take off about $1 worth of profit on Works. But I think Brendan got a little something for us.
All kinds of opportunities in gold stocks today, guys. Harmony Gold just popping up on a scanner here. 13% now, just made another new high on the day for HMY in New York, guys.
Yeah, this is live trading, guys. So if you are with us, welcome. I think it's about a 5, 6, 7 or so second delay. I'll give you a live Microsoft quote right here. 170.37 on board right now, and you can see down here it's 10.15 or so. Yeah, 10.15.42 right now. So that gives you a little bit of time to let you know what we're at. I'm long 169.56 here. All of these little trades here, and we'll do some education for you if you're first on our show. Let me see. Oops, that's not the right one. Buy arrow. There we go. We'll hit the buy arrow explanation on the bottom. It should come. These are these little green arrows. Every time Neil and I are into a position, you'll see a green arrow. You'll also see it flash at the bottom. Some of our trades, we do use obviously sell orders as well. And here comes the explanation for that. These are these red. So right now you're going to see 2 buy positions opened up for me on Microsoft. One here at 168.30, another one here at 169.50. Sell, sell, sell all the way up. A sell again right here. We do have a stop order to get out at 169.90 as we rip up to the top side. And that's what that's doing. Our SON, here's another example. 12.14 is where we're long. And here's a couple outs. Our best out 13.79. Wish I would have took some out at 16. Did not. And here's another example. Neil, sorry I'm doing this, but I'll just cover this quickly. Here's the sell short. The only reason I'm doing this is because I have a bunch of examples lined up. All of these purple arrows here, if I can make this a little bigger on the screen, these purple means we are short. So that means I've borrowed the stock in hopes that we go south side. So that's what stop orders and sell orders, short sells, buys, and whatnot, Neil. Now I'm exhausted. Whoa, okay, I'm exhausted, but J&J.
I was dead, like I put in the chat. J&J through 146 is what we're looking for, guys. We took it at 85 again on the NASDAQ. I've got that long trade. 145 even was the break. We added a couple of times to that long. We took scalps out in front of 146. Now we're going to hang on to this position in a running market. I mean, the market's been strong. J&J was a name we liked. We're going to hang on to this one. We're definitely in love with J&J all morning. I'll probably even add to this one. I think if we get enough of a dip back to the downside, high. I'm looking now that we've rejected at 146.27. That could be a place where you take some profit off and look for a pullback to continue this upward trend that we're seeing in Johnson & Johnson.
I see you there, SOG, S-A-L-G. What up, my friend? Thanks for that. Another $5. We'll take it. And thank you. We can buy Valeria her cappuccinos now from Starbucks if she can find an open one. I know there's one open. We're surrounded by, like, honestly, the best hospitals in the world. They have their Starbucks open, which they should have those open. Neil, you're not a big fan of Starbucks. I'm not sure
look, it's
exactly
why. It's
but,
not against their coffee. The coffee's fantastic. I just don't ever buy it. If
yeah, okay. Let me give a little...
That's another rant for another day when
Starbucks,
maybe I'm actually trading Starbucks, which I'm not.
Look at J&J, though,
J&J, we are trading, guys, and we get this long. It's busting through another high there, so 146.50 is the next level. I kind of feel like, look, this is a good trend that you're working with. J&J is not necessarily the massive high flyer, so if you can take profit on this one, you'll probably find re-entry points if we continue to trend to the upside. So I'm now looking at that 146.50 mark, going to take it off in front of that and grab that nice little $125, $130, $130 winner that we've been looking for all morning long. So J&J, my best stock of the day so far.
Here we go. Maybe some more tips coming right now because we are going bearish on Uber. We gave this one to you. We are short right now 28.42 and still making some moves to the downside. So we cover some there at 36. We're going to wait, man. Like I said, I really think 28.10. I mean, this is greedy, but if we can get to 28, thank you very much. We'll wait to see there. But right now, Uber is a nice little win. We are pretty huge on everything right now, guys. We have $1 right now on Softy. That's my favorite stock by far. We have $1 on J&J right now. One of my favorites for my portfolio. SONN. We have $2 winner on that one, although that's fading down. And then Uber right now. Maybe I'll take some lifts, but Uber right now is only a 4-cent winner. We're waiting to get some more. Here we go. Did I say 4? I meant 8. Let's see if Uber can't continue down to the downside. I'm waiting here in the 30s. Hopefully we get some resistance at 25. We'll take some out down there if it gets there, guys. Wow.
Yeah, I'm just looking at JP Morgan. It just got, sorry, not JP Morgan. I keep saying that when I mean J&J, and we just took that one off. Again, you get that $1 to $1.20 target that we're looking for, and I'm going to take that all day long. So you floss it off to take 50, 60 cent scalp on your initial entries for half your position while maintaining the core for that breakout. And once you get it, you take the profit off. It's going to be my #1 stock. But watch out for Roku. Another test at that 108 level, but not quite getting there. The first time, it gave you a good short that we took. The second time, it doesn't quite get there. So we don't actually take that short on Roku in front of 108. I still like the reversal there. I'll try it one more time, short in front with a reversal long. But right now, we need to get to Brendan Wickens for a small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, lots to choose from this morning if you like to look at the small cap world. Let's start with Works. We were trading this one yesterday. Big mover to the upside yesterday on positive news. Gapping down this morning gave you all kinds of opportunities to work a short in here. 11.25 was a bit of a pivot in the pre-market. You go back to yesterday morning, the initial move to the upside stalled out around 11.25 to 11.50. Next level up here just above 12, so 12.25. Yeah, bit of a range. So you got to trade this one with appropriate size, but did give you a nice opportunity. Had to catch it in the pre-market, but was willing to work into this. I only got one offer filled there, was willing to work into this all the way back up to 11, and then you get the flush all the way down to $8 off of the open, so $1.50 move there. Yeah, back in this thing again versus that 11.25. Again, had a couple more offers there that didn't get filled, but nice move down already in the money there, over $1 for Works. Second time moving back away from that $11 area. MBRX, the other one we were talking about, no news on this one today, but in the same group. So 145 up here, just off the screen, but 145 was a decent level. Not really doing a heck of a lot so far, but kind of grinding back to the downside. The last one here, MEIP. This was a tough one, man. Gave you a shot at the long. Had to be quick on the reversal. Still short this thing as well. I'll look to add in front of 3 for MEIP. Guys, all kinds of opportunity in small cap world, including that SONN. You guys are all over that one. Back to you.
So one of you guys asking here, I'm actually going to answer it, not in the chat, I'll answer it right here. You want to know what a flush is? That's a sharp movement downside in the stock, which I'm looking for here if we can get one in Roku. We tested one time at 108. We grabbed that short and it worked out for us to the downside, despite liking the 108 long break. And again, if it breaks 108, I'm still going long. I'm just going short in front of that level to take some scalps here, and that'll be short-term trades for not gigantic profits. You'll take $1 here, $2 there, and the stock can move like Roku, maybe $10 in a day. It can move $15 in a day as well. It's up 10%. That's why with that relative strength, I'm not holding on to those shorts for home runs, similar to Wells Fargo. In J&J, you might want to hold on longer because it's a stronger name that's moving with the market, not counter trend.
Yeah, good question, Ben, there, and good there about the flush. So, yeah, we're here to help you guys. Like I said, we have the experience here. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, hit them up on chat. Okay, so I was looking at Uber, and I didn't want to lose that much. I mean, we're not out. We just took some out there. We're going to wait to see. You guys know that we're short 42s, so I do have some outs here into the 30s. Here. Damn it, it keeps trying to go and then resist. So that's what I was talking about. We may come up to this 52, 53 mark. If we break that, I'm gonna be a little worried that our 55, 56 gets touched. So Uber right now, I'm holding on for dear life to these shorts here. I don't really want to add to them. I'm a little nervous why it's not flushing down. Oh yeah, that's why. Check these futures, guys. Bang, lower highs just keep getting made here. Higher lows right here. Bang, 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 and then maybe we're trying to make one right here again. So lower highs keep getting put in here on this market, and yeah, we are off to the races, including Microsoft. We're sitting right up here. We're supposed to be getting out very, very shortly if we can. Right here at the high of the day, 170.70 right now. 170.77 is the high of the day on Microsoft. Market flushing down a little bit. This may be a good time to dump our last 10% for a $1+ winner. We just took Roku to the long side here, breaking through 107. Let's see if that can't get elevated to the upside. But now the future's falling back down. We may dump this, and hopefully our Uber short will pay us off, guys.
Yeah, this is the one time this morning where I'm like, yeah, let the futures drop down. I mean, I talked about Virgin Galactic and taking a shot. If we failed on a break of 18, so try to put in a higher, at least retest the high at 18.42 there, and then fail to do so through 18 even, that I would jump into the short. That has happened, so I am going to try to work this trade here. I started at 76. We'll probably be willing to add to this position in front of that new top of 18.20, 18.10. So that's the idea there. I'm still working with Roku at 108 as the market is holding above 8,600 on. So for the time being, it looks pretty good above that 85 level that Arun talked about, still showing a lot of strength.
And here is Uber, and bang, there it goes, guys. You guys like those wins. Here we go, catapulted all around. Uber is there, guys, down to 28.29. This is exactly what we talked about. I was worried that we were going to break this 50. Nepa comes all the way down. We get somehow 28s, 29s, all the way down. Uber for the win, guys. Big time winner there. Pascal Siakam with a nice little free throw. Swish, swish on that one. Brendan, you know who Pascal Siakam is, right?
Of course I do, Sean. Let's go to Energy World here. ENBL moving higher today, guys. 20% to the upside. Not seeing any news on this. Just broke $4 on significant volume. ENBL oil lower, but this one up today, guys. 20%.
Yeah, you say you know Pascal Siakam. No, I kid, of course. Here in Toronto, you know he's our main man. He's Spicy P. And Spicy stock, we jump back into Uber. We talk about this when it turns around in front of that 108. So we grab a short here. It's a 107.08 is our average price, and I will look to take off some in front of VWAP, which is basically my exit on the Virgin Galactic trade, which I just talked about to the short side. So we have a couple of shorts on right now. We've been heavily long relatively this morning, as we've had a lot of strong names, but right now looking at this little rollover opportunity in the market and grabbing a few shorts.
Yeah, big win here. I'm going to tweet this out on Uber, guys. I mean, it's not even our biggest win. It's just how it functioned out was great. Look at this, 28.17. I don't know, what's the money one we haven't used too much today? Here's the cash register. There it is, ching, ching, ching. Not long enough, that cash register needs to be longer. Okay, here we go, guys. We're short 28.42. What a call, Uber straight down. Like I said, I was saying like we had a lottery ticket down here at 28. Okay, cash it in. It's at 28.10, guys. What a trade here. Really happy with Uber falling down. The market didn't even retrace that much. We retraced about 7-8 handles there off that top 28.35. But look at Uber. We've got this one. I hope you guys have this one with us. Uber, wow, to the downside. Big time trade happening there. 33-penny winner on this $28 name. We have it all for you today. I did get out of some of that Roku. We went long, market falling, so I did exit a little bit of that one. We still are long the 107 here. We'll see if Roku wants to get going, but we did dump honestly 3/4 of our Roku position here as we watch Uber still fall down, guys. Great trade there. And
Bank's showing a lot of weakness here, and I had a level written down on JPM that I thought there was. I didn't think I was going to see it, but I kind of had it written down at 96.80 to 97.30, and we just turned around in that range. So now we're in a bottom channel, which I expected to be some support. If we break above it and the market is still going, this will be my bottom pick in JP Morgan. Hopefully I fare a little bit better than my working the trade into the short side of a Wells Fargo, but this is the one we wanted to go long, and now that we're in the target range, if we can break the upside of that range, that'll be an indication for me we have a winner. But guess what we do have on as a winner? That's going to be that Roku trade to the short side. We'll drop the fireworks there. We did add to that one in front of 108. It is now working back down towards that little VWAP. So 107.40 is our current price on Roku, about $1 in the money. We'll see if we can't get down to that 106 even. But for right now, I believe we have Brendan Wickens. What do you got, bud?
If you're the type of trader, guys, that likes the little ones, little penny stocks, here's one for you. ONTX, 7.5%, just broke 35 cents to the upside. Huge volume coming into this thing. This is in the same group as that MEIP. So that MEIP in the oncology cancer kind of development for treatments. This one in that same group, ONTX, guys.
I see you there, Vern. What's up? Yeah, celebrating that Uber. Yeah, thanks for that. ONTX. We'll have a look at that one in a minute. But as I'm just looking here through the chat, what's up, Rosado from Puerto Rico? What's up? Never been there. I'm sure it's a little nicer than, let me check, what is it here today? 4 degrees Celsius.
You know it's nicer there.
What's a
and they know their baseball in Puerto Rico. I've only been once, and I didn't take in a baseball game, but certainly a fantastic place. I was only there for a couple of days, and the World Cup was on of soccer, so you weren't really thinking about baseball anyways.
Right. Puerto Rico's not bad in soccer, I don't think. But yeah, that was probably about 40 years ago, Neil. We did the age guess game yesterday. No, Neil's not 50 years old. That's next year. Okay, so here we go. No, we're just playing around. Son right now, guys, that almost came back to where I'm in. I'm holding 10%. This is just more fun than anything else. We're going to wait to see if it can get back up to 16. If it does, we'll probably get out. What a great day for Son. What is the name of this company? Sonitech, I think it was. Yeah, Sonnet Biotherapeutics. That's what we were calling it early, Sonnet. So we'll see here. That's a great little runner there. Oh, by the way, we did get out of our Microsoft right there, right before hitting day's high. So that was a $1.50 or so winner off this bottom. And then once again there. So some nice winners happening all over the place. And there goes our Roku finally to the upside. I know Neil was short. He's already cashed in on that one. We lost.
It's a reverse long 108, I think. So that's right. The level we've been talking about. But MEIP just burned me here on a break upside of 3 even, thinking that was going to be, you take these short breaks, and when it comes back and retested, that's always a long breakout for me later on in the session. So I did jump in here at 3. I just got the reversal in Roku at 108. So now we're long again in this market, but I got to give this MEIP at least till about 280 and maybe add to that position. But Roku showing some strength here.
I'm going to get out at 108.25 if I can, actually at 24. We'll sit there right now. We're long, guys, 107.20. So this is going to be a buck winner clean here, if not more. Let's go, Roku. We'll see if we can take $1 out on this one and make everything back. We were a little light on it because we did get out for the majority of our shares. Like I said, 2/3 down here, or 3/4, sorry, down here already. We just didn't believe in the trade. Not only that, we believed in it, but it's just we had Uber to the short side. So I really didn't want the market to go up. Sometimes you get caught a little bit there, shorting and long. So we wanted to get out. But right now, what a profitable day. Thank you to everybody for joining. Hit those likes. I think we got 200 yesterday. Hit subscribe. We're trying to make this show big. You guys mentioned, why is it free? Because it is. It's going to continue to be that way, guys. Check us back every single day. I don't have an answer.
Because that's the truth. Because it is ultimately, and this is what it's all about, guys. We're just showing you our journey into the markets and what we're looking at and how we approach things. And you know, it's been such a fantastic morning. And as I say it, a couple of reversals long. Roku looks like it's going to be the first fail of the day, and MEIP could be the second. It's not quite as bad just yet. But Roku, you got to watch out for that 106, which is approaching. Brendan, what do you got for us, bud?
A little tech company here, guys. RESN, 5.8% to the upside. They announced this morning plans to get into the 5G wireless category here. So we tagged $2 at the top there, reversed on a dime back to 175, which is basically where it closed yesterday. But still, RESN up about 6%, guys.
RESN. Okay, another name we'll have to have a look at there. Yeah, Roku fading right back down as
Boom,
the market
Roku.
now looking to crack through 28.25. It's doing that, so we only have the short on here on Uber is the only really the big one that we have. I'm waiting down here at this 10-11 area. Here it comes, screaming down. So we're short Uber 28.43. A lot of shares. So well, we did have a lot, but we're about, I don't know, we're about 35% of our position right now. So there it is, a nice little out there at 11. Keep cracking down, guys. We don't have any more bids. Okay, here we go, Neil. XOM, neither one of us, I don't think, have traded this today. Normally we're beside each other, so we know more what we're trading, but I'm short XOM. Neil likes Oxy. Not sure if you've traded that, but just to give you guys an update, we're short XOM right now on this little break here of the futures and this VWAP break of 43.30, guys.
Yeah, we also had a pullback in the price of oil here. It's down 3.5%, but just came off about 30 cents, rejecting 22. So, you know, once again, we're hanging around the lower end of the ranges on oil. Usually when it's a short trade, I'm actually going to Oxy. So as you just got in, I'm probably going to look at an Occidental here, and you can see it breaking VWAP as well. I usually like this for relative weakness.
Let's go!
1550 is a level that we're going to take on Occidental. I love that little break, oil coming down.
Yeah, thanks, man. And here we go downside, and boom it off. Here we go. Let's just keep these winners coming, guys. Short XOM, great little trade here. Short in the 30s as we come downside. Sorry, actually no, we're short 29. My price was 30, but we must have missed that and got 29s. That's okay. We're at 25 right now. Let's see if we can. Got some bids at 22s. Low side right now. And bye-bye Uber. So the lottery ticket gets cashed. We go on this one. Here's the siren. And everybody knows my favorite video game of all time. I mean, I like NHL 90, what is it, 6 or 7 there for Sega Genesis, or 94, not even sure, but here we go. Here's my favorite game of all time.
94, isn't it?
I don't know, yeah, maybe it's 94, I don't know, who knows. Were we even born then? I'm not even sure. All the way back down, 28.11 coming through here. Nice little Uber out, 28.09. We calling this perfect. Obviously 28.75 would have been nice, but I really like this trade because we saw it bounce a bunch of times off 50. We got aggressive, and now cashing in on that one as Uber continues to go, guys.
Missed the bus, and I talked about a couple of longs being the first two hits, and Roku was one, and then MEIP failed break. Both those failed breaks. Neither one of them is going to end up working out. Should have stuck with the short trades that were working out in front of this 80, or around this 8,600 level. AIKI is a name you guys have been talking about. It continues its halt pattern over and over again. 30 million shares traded, and I can't even count how many halts we've had here. It just halted again. This was an upside halt after a consecutive downside one. So at this point, if we can hold below this halt price, 225 on a reopen, maybe reject that one, I'll be looking for shorts on the reopen of AIKI if we get that opportunity. But Brennan, what do you have?
BLPH, guys, this is one we've traded many times on the show. They came out after market yesterday and said they're starting to enroll people into their COVID-19 trial. So a nice little move to the upside in the aftermarket, got all the way up here to above 15. We're back to 12.75 here. Tight little consolidation forming, looking like it might want to test lower. $12, pretty much where we closed yesterday. If you remember way back when, this is one of the greatest short squeezes we have ever covered on the show, going back a year or so. But BLPH moving to the downside, guys.
Yeah, Kenny, you guys talking about why am I so happy when Uber's going down? The same reason I'm happy when XOM is going down right now, because look at this short, guys. We talked about this one, breaking through VWAP. Here, I'll give you a little bit of education once again, Kenny, just for you guys here. Here's the sell short arrow. We are short right now on this purple tick. Maybe I'll zoom in just a little bit more so you guys can see it. Right now, 43.30. We actually got 29s. Here's some covers at small cover there at 25. Covers in the 20s, cover 16, cover 14. We still got half of this trade on. And you want to know our Uber trade? Bang! Uber, guys. Home run city on Uber. Look what's happening to this one. 27.90. I laugh, but what a day. I put in the chat, I hope you guys are trading this with me. We have numerous wins. Is this auto trading? Hell no. We've got these hands.
Yeah, this is all manual.
We've got insurance policies, baby, so we can go downside. Roku, nice win right now. Saw nice win. Idea, actually, Uber, XOM, everything. Uber's a 50-cent winner, guys, on this this $28 name. The range for the whole day is like 70 cents. We have a 50-cent winner on, guys. Let's go.
I talked to you guys about JP Morgan getting into that target area for me, and long didn't work out initially if you were trying this one, but it did get down to support that I didn't think we'd see at 95.80 to 96.30. It's right in the middle of that range and consolidating. So the fact that it is showing some strength down here is going to lead me to take this long. But again, when you're counter trend, tighter stops, and make sure that you have some rules here. And for me, I'm going to give it to about 95.50 or so on our initial long. We'll not be adding to this position until we show more strength. If it breaks above 96.30, that's when I will add more. Otherwise, we'll stick to our initial entry point here with our stop that we just mentioned, 50 pennies lower. I
know Neil and I have been back and forth, and I don't know. I'm now positive on Roku, but I was quite negative. Look at this buy down here, 106.30 there. We bought it in. We initially went long 107.20, watched it go to 108.50 and laughed at it because we thought we got it, but we didn't get out. And now we go back long again, 106.29. Check Roku, guys, up 11%. Our average price right now, 106.28. It's this cover right here. So we get long, we cover it for flat. Now we're in this position. Nice little trade here, 56, 57 cent winner. You know what? Let's just call up. We are waiting for Jeff Mendl to come on from OTC Markets. So when he comes on, we will do this. I'm going to put my trades up right now if we can, Rob. Here it comes. Roku long right now. That's 80 cents in the money. Son is $1.60, but that's a wild card. Uber, 56 cent winner as that keeps going down. I'll explode money in my face. What the hell? XOM, right now we are not long. That's a mistake. We are short 43.29 right now. That's barely in the money as XOM's come screaming back on oil coming back up, guys.
Yeah, if you guys want to know how we are live trading and how it's not fake, I just got an accidental trigger in on Virgin Galactic. I did not cancel a stop order that just triggered me in for a position I didn't want. I ended up paying about 15 cents to get out of it. If you're automated trading, you're going to have that automatically come out, but that's not how it is here. We're covering lots of names for you at this moment in a hot market. As I watch JNJ at 147 and the market trying to roll over here, I will mention that we've been bullish on the stock and we continue to sort of be so. But look, at some point you do turn around on these names. J&J is not immune to falling back in, and if we get a real rollover through 85.85, I wouldn't mind shorting this one. We've just made a high at 147.25. 147 was a nice break. 146 was a nice break. I will take this one short if we break 85.85 and hold below, and J&J is still giving us a nice entry off 147.20. But right now, it's time for Valeria. I think we have an interesting question.
Dear viewers, first of all, thank you very much for all of your likes, supports, and for joining us today. Also, I would like to say special thank you for our two viewers, Davide and Salg, sorry, correct me on the chat, who donated for us today €5 and $5. Thank you very much, guys, and we'll be trying to be better with each day. And also, if you just joined, I announced that I'll choose the best question of the hour and ask it directly to the traders. Well, again, sorry in advance if I pronounce your name incorrectly. Jivan is asking, when you short the stock, are you obligated to buy it back? What do you think?
Well, who's going to take it? I mean, any one of us can take it. Neil and I, obviously. Yeah, look, if you're short a stock like I am right now, let's just use Uber, for example, because holy crap, this is 71 cents in the money. Good questions, Yuan. We are flat at the end of every single day. So what that means, guys, if you can, yeah, there we go. What that means is that you need to be flat, so you need to have bought the stock back. When you're short, you're actually borrowing it from your broker. So they're giving you shares that they have in inventory, and they expect you, obviously, to return it. Our platform, we're using Day Trade the World on P Pro 8. We are flat at the end of every single day, so I have to buy these shares back. So yes, I do have to return them back to the broker, and the idea is that you sell them in the open market for whatever I did. In this example, I'm short now 28.47 on Uber. So I got someone to buy them from me at 28.47. Now I buy them back for a 63 penny winner right now on Uber. So if you are, though, on a different platform or you're holding something longer term, you're going to need a margin account whereby they trust you, holding these shares. You sell them in the open market. You can get margin called, and that's when a stock will go up against you a certain number. where you're forced to cover, but margin call is a little bit of a different story here. Look, I'm huge in the money, Neil. Maybe you want to add to something right now, but I just want to go Roku up to 106 again, 107 again, XOM, Uber, and Son all working in the money. Neil, how did I do on that short question?
I think you nailed it. I mean, that's a key thing. You are obligated to buy it back at some point, and for us as day traders, that's going to be by the end of the trading session. So that's our setup. Everyone's going to be a little bit different, but the key thing is you're buying it back. You're borrowing those shares. So that's a good question. We love educating you guys. We love trading live. We also love to throw it to our good friend Brendan. What do you have, bud? Just
watching Hexo. I apologize, I didn't see who it was, but somebody was asking about Hexo in the chat there. Hexo with a $46 million offering today. You can trade it obviously in the US or here in Toronto. 77 cents per share on that offering for 59 million shares, guys.
Okay, guys, yeah, follow us all on Twitter as well. Neil, Brendan, myself, and the show. Maybe Valeria can throw up our Twitter handles.
Did you say throw up, Sean? I'm not going to hit the throw up. I'm not going to hit the throw up graphic because it's an ugly one.
Yeah, don't use that.
I don't love it. But I just talked about J&J here, and possibly rolling over at 147. If it failed to break, if you got a failed break at the high of the day, it just tested that high at 147.30, and it rolled over back to 146, that target that we liked. We're just answering that question there. And again, if you're automated trading, maybe you catch that trade there, you have some parameters, but you could also have had a stop order. I could have put a stop order in on a retrace of 147 even. That would have worked out well. But either way, it was a nice little setup. We did miss that trade, unfortunately. The only thing I have left on right now is going to be Occidental. We grabbed that little short on the weakness in oil, stair-stepping to the downside. So you're just using this top here at 1565 to build a short position after it's come off a double top in Oxy, and also crude oil futures made a high as well and then bounced off of that. So those are the two things I'm looking for that short in Occidental. It can be similar to XOM or whatever you're using to express the trade. Maybe you want to trade the futures directly. For me, it's going to be short in Oxy.
Yeah, come on, Roku. We're trying to get Roku up. And yeah, here, I don't know if you just had the oil futures up, but here they are again. Neil and I talking about this fade down, which got a short in XOM, and XOM now moving up, so I'm going to talk about that. Oil looking to break through. It has its VWAP right now at 21.66. So we are going to look to see if oil can't fade that, and then we'll get back into some XOM trades in about 1 second. But Neil, I believe, I don't know if we're throwing to Brendan or not, but Jeff Mendl from OTC Markets is on board. What's up?
Hey guys,
Jeff.
Good morning.
How's it going? You need a haircut there, buddy, or what?
This morning, lots of great moves that you guys caught. I love it. Lots of energy. SONN, great trade, Sean.
Thank you, boss. We also there had, just for your traders here, GBTC. I did go long here at 50. A nice little trade out 55. Look, it's only a 5-cent winner, but GBTC moving around a little bit for you guys. 1.36 million shares. So that's a good one. And I don't know anything else to trade Bitcoin unless you're going to trade on one of those maybe shady exchanges there. But GBTC, a very solid name for you guys. That continues to be a nice little volume leader for you.
Yeah, GBTC moving around a little bit today. Another one, CY.DY is down 10%. It's another one of the coronavirus plays. Decent volume, just over 3 million shares already done today. Then also SoftBank, SFTBY. So it's up about 10%. It's definitely playing off of, I think, some of the action going on in the U.S. banks today as well. 10 cent up around 3% on decent volume, just over just around 600,000 shares. And then RHHBY up about 5% at $41 on about 500,000 shares. So that's what I'm seeing so far today. Another thing that I'm looking to do right now is get a little bit better alerts for the over-the-counter market space as well too. So hopefully we'll be rolling those out to you guys in the next week or so. So yeah, that's about it for today. I know that things are going crazy elsewhere, so I'll kick it back to you.
Jeff, where are you located right now?
I am located in Mahwah, New Jersey, actually right down the road from the New York Stock Exchange data center.
And do they not have razors, or what happened?
Just go bald, my friend.
I knew you were going to say that. I'm trying to be like you.
You're trying to be like, well, yeah, look at Neil. Neil
you can't get a haircut, so I just shaved off. I got to be
Neil, when are you updating that now? You got a little growth happening.
I don't know. Maybe we'll do it over the weekend. How about this? You know what? If I miss out one more time, a J&J shot at that top trade. And if it's a dollar winner off 147 again, and I don't get that short or don't take it at least, I'll shave my head over the weekend. I don't want to do it overnight. I'll probably cut myself. But thanks a lot, Jeff. A lot of interesting names. I do hope that you stay and maybe drop some names as you see them come up. It's all about volume and volatility. I wasn't looking at CY.DY. Now I'm seeing it here, 10% mover on 4 million shares over in the pink sheet. So lots of trading opportunities there.
No, definitely. Keep an eye on it, boys.
My hat's off to you. Thank you, Jeff Mendl from OTC Markets. You know, great friend of the show. Jeff's been with us since day one, and we appreciate that. So thank you so much. Neil already talking about the hair. Yeah, his hair looks, Jeff's great. Great head of hair there. Thank you, Jeff. Enjoy yourself. Be safe as always. And we'll talk to you very soon, whenever you want, actually. Call in, okay, bud?
Thanks, guys. Keep it up.
Thanks, Jeff. All right, Jeff Mendl, OTC Markets there. VP, just playing around with him. You know he's a good friend of ours. We're just joking about those razors. I'm sure there are some around, but not an interest for Jeff right now, shaving. But it's been a rough day for some guys, but for us here on the show, Neil, look what XOM, you guys are not going to believe this. We took that short while I was talking to Jeff at 43.45. It's all the way down now, 43.34. So we just take a nice little 12-cent winner there as we interview. So there you go. Find another show that interviews a VP from a marketplace and cashes in while doing that. What up, Brandon?
Exactly. Another one. That was a great structure trade there on XOM. OGI, another one here, coming up to 172. The low from yesterday turned on a dime. I wish I saw this. Great opportunity. 10 cents in the money already if you took that on Organigram, guys. We talked about the earnings for them too.
Yeah, I mean, Organigram is one that you can trade, whether you want to do it over in Toronto, whether you do it in New York. I mean, for us, on the NASDAQ, I should say, we can express trades in either or. A lot of times it'll be where we have the locates to borrow, which will lead us sometimes to the Toronto market. I'm looking at the consolidation that we're seeing right now in Organigram, and I'm going to trade it here in New York. So 165 is that current price breakout to the upside. It's down 10%. So if it wants to fill in the gap, that could be a nice little breakout, get you a nice little win there. It's on 4 million shares, so you can scale up, and then a breakdown would be about 160. So still worth a look in Organigram, even if you missed that opening flush bounce, which was a fantastic one. I know Brendan brought it to our attention and when it made that nice little high as well. So this is why you want to stay tuned. It's about finding names that you can trade. I mentioned J&J not wanting to miss out on this trade, so as we work back up towards that high, this is what I'm talking about. If we break up that 147, fail at the high end, and we have not broken through the top on the NASDAQ, that's a short for me in J&J. It's been only long, it's been fantastic, but you got to have some short ideas. I already missed one, I'm not going to miss the other.
Yeah, and look, guys, we have a couple positions on here. If you're just joining us, let's throw them up again here, Rob or Lucas, if we can. We'll throw these up and bang, XOM. I got to break this down for you when we get back. I can't believe this trade. We just shorted it right for you guys here at 43.45. It's at 43.20. Bang with that one. Here's my 4 positions. 2 longs, 2 shorts. Uber, Son, XOM. There it is. Forget it. We'll review this after. Look at this XOM trade, guys. We'll take this off. Here's what we're talking about. We shorted right there. I was defending this 50 level again. We go short 45. Look where we're at. 33, 31. And there's the ding, ding, ding. Again, explode the money. There we go, guys. Big time winner on XOM. It just keeps getting cashed in. We have monster winners today. The only 2 stocks I lost on, believe it or not, guys, Citigroup and JPM. It's not a believe it or not situation. I should have never gone back to the well a bunch of times on those. Look at Roku though. We take this long 106.25, out here 107.25, out again 107.25. So back to back 2 $1 winners. Add that up, that's 2. We'll wait to see if it can't take the day's high. I'm exhausted.
I'm staying away from those banks, and ultimately, even though I'm up on Wells Fargo, it just was not a good read for me. I did not hang on to the short and couldn't find the reasons to do so, and then tried along in JPM that stopped out. So I go 1 for 2, and I'm just not going to walk away. I don't like the way they've been trading, and I don't have a read. If you have no edge, do not jump in. We have had an edge on Johnson & Johnson. That's why we just jumped in here, and I talked about that 147 area. It rolled over shy of that 147 here at 146. I get in on the way down, 146.69. looking to see if it can break through that 146 level. And again, it's unlikely to do so if the futures hang around the top end. It ruins 85 level. You get some consolidation up here. He called it. You get the break at 8,500. We right up to that number and run into resistance. So we got to shorten the money on J&J here, about 35 cents in the money. I'll take it off in front of 146 even, or at 146 even-ish. And my Oxy trade, not as good as XOM, because XOM moving a little bit better, but still working in the money for me here. 1560, I'm short. It's now down at 1545. I should probably take some profit off on this one. So good short over in oil, bouncing down, and it keeps testing that $21 level. Got to play the weakness while it's there.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe even hold that because
I still got half, but I haven't taken any profit yet.
XOM still falling. I did the same thing. Neil just talked about getting some out. I am pairing some off as well on XOM. Look, guys, I'm going to try to zoom in as much as I can. I see those comments. You all want to see the charts. I appreciate that. I will be tweeting some of these out. Look, it's kind of a tough go sometimes when we're sitting here and trading and talking and interviewing and putting on 5 positions and reading the chat. So we're trying our best here, but follow us, like I said, on Twitter. Neil with a punch out there. What's that?
Yeah, I just punched out of J&J because it tried to get down to this 146 bottom. You get a range-bound trading along with the futures. When I see a buyer step up, I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to jump and take my profit out, so it's going to only end up being a 50-cent win. But right before we get into Money Talks, I have to answer this question. I've seen it asked a couple of times in the chat here about when it's good to use market orders. For me, as a day trader, essentially never. If there's enough liquidity in a stock, I understand that, yeah, you're probably going to get a good price, but I can control where I get out. There is always a price I am not willing to pay. Aggressive limit orders are going to work for me most of the time, so I'm going to stick with that. I do not like having no control, and with market orders, you tend not to. So for me, there's probably a few conditions, maybe around the open and the close, for auctions, reopens on stocks when you're using market orders, because you have that liquidity event of a reopen, an IPO. Other than that, limit orders, limit orders, limit orders for me. Brennan Wickens, it's now time for Money Talks.
Hey guys, yeah, let's jump into currency world and have a look at some of the major pairs that we like to follow throughout the session. We did have some higher bonds in the U.S. today, but not really seeing any strength or traction in the U.S. dollar today. So you're going to see a lot of these in positive territory, including the Canadian dollar. I want to start with that one over here, back above 72 cents. Hasn't been there in quite some time. We've been grinding all the way down here, 68.2 and a quarter, all the way up to 72 again. So a nice move for the CAD off of the lows from back in March. Even today we were up a little bit higher than this, but 72 and change was the high. On the CAD today, the euro is also higher. We have the British pound back in positive territory nicely, 0.7% for the pound today, almost 126 once again. The Australian dollar, New Zealand as well, both in positive territory. Even the cryptos moving back to the upside after a bit of a tank yesterday. Last week we were at 7,200 for Bitcoin, back to 69 and change here. Today 1.5% for Bitcoin, Ethereum 2%. The only two here in negative territory, the Japanese yen and Swiss franc. A lot of risk being put back to work in equity lands. That means that the Japanese yen and Swiss franc both to the downside. 96 there for the Swiss franc, down almost 0.75% for the Swiss franc today. Everything else kind of positive though, even with the US dollar hovering around flat on the day. Guys, back over to you.
Reloaded here in XOM. This is that stock we're talking about if you're just joining us now. Where is my reloaded thing here, if I can find it? Oh, there's Valeria Batman. We haven't hit that in a while, but she's not coming back. I'm just giving you that right now to show you. I don't even see the reloaded. If you could see it, Neil, hit it. I don't know where it is, but I want to hit it somewhere. Oh, there it is. Here we go. Got it. We're reloaded. And here's the trade in XOM that we're talking about. Wowzers. Had no idea this was about to happen. I mentioned to you, Neil, about holding that Oxy. I did a little bit as well on XOM, and we now tick down here the lows. What a great trade. This is a nice little 40-cent win there on XOM. We talked about going short here, short here. I'm going to tweet this out if you want to see it, but this is our XOM. We defended this 43.50 again, and bang to the downside. We are rewarded with, once again, cha-ching! Nice little register win there on XOM, and wow, what a time to be alive.
Yeah, you know, I'm actually just considering myself where I want to get out of that Oxy position. I did mention taking out some in front of that previous bottom at 1540, but now that we've broken it, I mean, I look down here and you get 15 even, the futures are rolling over. I don't have much of a reason to get out of this trade, so I'm short here at 1564, it's down at 37. I'll probably just allow it to go all the way back into VWAP here, and it's not even a break-even stop. It's more like 1560, so we lock in profit no matter what. it may be at least a couple of pennies worth of a win, and see how far it can go. I'll track oil just to make sure we don't get any kind of a big bounce to the upside. That'll be another reason to get up, but here it goes, flushing again. So you don't hang on to trades when you have the right direction of the trend, and that's what we're seeing here in both Oxy and XOM.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just tweeting this out here. We did talk last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? We had Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, a good friend of the show now. He's been on twice. Hopefully we'll get him on again. But we did talk about what? XOM. Okay, we did talk about XOM, but wow, what a trade. We are still short 43.45, and this one just keeps on tanking. So hopefully their oil refiners don't go up in smoke. But right now, XOM is seeing some downside.
You know what, Sean? I said a second ago I didn't have a downside target, but now that they're really flushing, I am going to look at that low of the day and get out in front of it if I can, and it's 15.03, so anywhere 10 cents in front of that, we'll try to get out and see if we can't get a 50-cent win on the rest of that Oxy, but a great and fantastic move to the downside. I know we'll jump away sometimes from those breakout trades, and Son was a great one. When they come back in, sometimes they're even better. And I think we've missed an opportunity at least once here on a retest of 15 on the way down. Now we're at $12. So it's at this point where you're hanging around VWAP and you're looking for a breakout. It's likely to consolidate at least a little bit around here and then give you a nice secondary opportunity in the afternoon. So keep tracking Son. The story's likely not done. But Brendan, what do you got?
Just looking at a couple of things here, guys. Wanted to mention DIX, DKS.NY, back to flat here. We did get above 25 briefly, but back below a little bit of resistance. DIX Sporting Goods coming out with an offering today, guys. I've never seen a company of this size, just over $2.5 billion on the market cap for DIX Sporting Goods. With an offering today, they announced a whole bunch of employees getting furloughed, obviously struggling with the outbreak as well, guys.
DIX, a good one there. Okay, here we go, guys. This is for you, Cedric. Bang, bang. Yes, we do talk about some weed names. If there's anything you like in particular, Cedric, hit us up, because right now we are looking at CGC, and for me, not much happening. 15.25 top, 15.30, maybe it's 15.90. Very similar name if you are trading here in Canada with us as well. You may only have Canadian money, so we're going to see here weed.to is the same name, up 3.7%. Let's check out ACB over here in Toronto. Yeah, this stock is a little jammed up, as you can see right now. A lot of stocks. I don't know if this is going to move at all. What were you looking at? I think we talked about, what was it, Hexo? People were looking at that.
Hexo was the name that people have been looking at.
Yeah,
That's
so
been an active one. Hexo's a good one.
Not much happening for me anyways in Hexo as that comes through. But wow, XOM, we had this idea. We've been crushing this all day long. Here it goes. The first one, 43.29. Bang, 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 all the way out. Then look at this one. Toom, 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 toom. Timber.
Tesla's rolling over here through 730.
I think everything is
trying to, but I'm looking at 730 to 740 is maybe an entry band. If we roll over from 85.85, Tesla could be a nice short into VWAP here, but I do believe we are ready for our European update. So let's throw it on over to Valeria at the big screen.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is mostly in the positive territory today. Only Britain is down just a little bit, 0.37%. Germany is up 1.88%. France is up 0.98%. Spain is up 0.92%, and Russia is up 0.3%. Some quick news from Europe. German Airlines Lufthansa receives multi-billion bailout and plans to cut off 18,000 of its workers. Carnival Cruise Lines will decline all of its cruises through June of 24. That's all for now, and I'll keep you updated. Back to Brandon.
All right, it is 11 o'clock. We're going to get into trade of the day, an abbreviated version of trade of the day. We're going to try and keep these a little bit tighter and a little bit more compact with more information. This is the segment, if you're joining us for the first time, where we go back over, do a little bit of review of one of the trades that either Neil or Sean took off of the open this morning. Today it's going to be Neil with J&J. If you joined us at 9 o'clock, we mentioned the news on J&J with earnings. Let's go to Neil.
Thanks a lot, guys. And Johnson & Johnson, strong name here, solid earnings. You talked about maybe it was going to be expected because people stocking up on some interesting items and important items during lockdowns. And look, most of their downturn was because of medical devices, and that can likely recover. Lots of reasons to be a little bit bullish on the name. We came in, both Sean and I actually looking at the same levels here and was watching for a 146 break on Johnson & Johnson, and I got a little bit away from that. And the only reason for this was I saw some strength in the market. J&J was basically holding a lower band here in its trading underneath our target entry at 146. So once I saw that happen, I was saying to myself, look, we put in a nice little flush off the open. We made a bit of a higher low. I didn't want to wait for that break. I thought fading in was going to make a heck of a lot of sense. If I use that little bottom that we were putting in there, I can risk about 50 pennies to get at least $1 worth of a move when it eventually took 146. So that's what we end up going with. You can wait for the breakout. I decided not to do so. And then I'm going to also decide to work in and out of the trade, scalping some of it. So what you can do here, if it hasn't broken your target, to mitigate some of the risk of your early entry, is to simply get some out in front of 146. You're taking this position in front of that 145 even area. We're taking 50, 60 pennies when we do it once, and we do it twice, while maintaining a core position. What this allows you to do is if it does have that flush down, and 146, which is a breakout for us, is resistance that holds, I've taken enough profit that if I lose, it ends up being a flat trade, or at least mitigate some of those losses, Brendan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously a great opportunity because of the positive momentum in the pre-market and the positive news moving to the upside. J&J, a nice breakout above the pre-market highs, and then the trending move to the upside. Neil, any thoughts on reversing this back short side if we do get a break to the downside?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things I want to talk about here. First, should have had this break at 146 to add into our position, but when you re-up here in front of VWAP, sometimes you say to yourself, do I want more risk on? Answer should have been yes, and you can see that would have been the right idea. Out in front of consolidation was a good exit here as we did base, and now that we put in another parabolic, well not parabolic, but big move to the upside and a little consolidation in the same band, yeah, I was looking for that short, Brendan. However, you have a few things you have to consider here. The future is very, very strong. Key level 85 into that 8600. If we break upward from here, J&J is not the place that I want to be short while that happens. So when I saw this little move here stall out at that little band, I just took the scalp off. I think you can take that breakdown trade as long as we get a rollover in the futures. But if I'm not with the market, I'm not going to be shorting Johnson & Johnson. That's just how it's going to be, Brendan.
Yeah, there we go. Very strong on the day for J&J, obviously with better than expected earnings, even with everything that is going on. Johnson & Johnson, guys, your trade of the day for today. Let's go back to the guys.
And we're doing a little different format there. We'll go trade of the day a little less on the time because that's just what we're doing. XOM, Neil, again, I don't know if you still have your Ox.
I got it.
This could have easily been trade of the day as well for either one of us, I assume. You can see XOM, holy, this is an 83-cent winner. We got 83 cents right now on XOM. And as I look over, it's 82 cents on Uber. Look, we're still short Uber up here, and we're still short XOM, and we're still long Sonnet, which has come almost all the way back. So what a big day. I cannot believe we're only an hour away from ending the show 9 to 12 every day. Make sure you join us.
Fast.
What a bunch of winners. Check below, guys. I know I wrote it in the chat, but these are all of our winners down below. All the stocks we're trading, winners or losers. I have 2 losers today, Citigroup and JPM, but everything else has been to the moon.
Right? Okay, so my bad stock here is going to be that silly JPM as well, and it's just the banks, and this is why I'm getting away from. I can't seem to have a read there, and I threw up that bullseye for the XOM, oil trade, Oxy, whichever one it's going to be. But this is what happened to oil futures, guys. Rolled over on 22, retesting that 21 that we talked about it, and when it got to VWAP, that was just such a good entry point, whether you wanted to express it in the oil futures or in an Oxy or an XOM. It's the same basic concept and trade that you're going to work with. So whatever you're more comfortable with, that's how you want to do it. But you should know in advance, how do you want to play a move in oil? Is it going to be an individual stock? Is it going to be in a producer? Is it going to be in the oil contracts? You should know. Maybe you want to try trade an ETF, whatever works best for you. But right now, we need to get over to Valeria. What do you got?
Dear viewers, just 1 hour left till the end of our show today, but a lot of interesting stuff to come yet, and stay tuned. Please hit the thumbs up. Can we reach 200 likes today, please? Would be so great, and we would be very happy. Also, thank you very much for those of our followers who donated some money today. That's very cute of you, and we really appreciate your support. But guys, you can support us anyhow, with likes, with subscriptions, with comments, with your participation in trading with us. That's all for now. Back to Trader.
Boeing just dragged the market down here. We got a rollover, but Boeing is a story. You just talked about it here in the chat, guys. $8 move to the downside, getting absolutely crushed there through 141. We'll have to check the wire. It hasn't been on my radar at all today, but a great look. You're going to miss out on some stocks. But if you look at the futures and why we just roll over 20 handles or so, I think that's going to be the story. I don't see anything moving quite as rapidly. But Brendan, you got that news?
Yeah, just looking at a couple of things popping up here as we speak, guys. Just going to load this up on the screen, but Boeing says they delivered 20 airplanes in March, bringing the total deliveries in Q1 to 50 airplanes, which is obviously a big miss. They also had a number of cancellations they just announced there at 11 o'clock as far as future orders for the 737. So I'll keep reading through this and bring you guys anything else.
Yeah, I mean, the ES dropping into the 2,800 range, and you do have the NASDAQ falling as well here, but it's through 85.85 again, so we have taken out Arun's level, that little bottom end. We are rolling over in the market. I talked about not shorting something like a Johnson & Johnson until you got that, but when you get the news and it's Boeing dragging us down, it makes me like that trade a little bit less. That being said, we are at that 147 mark. It is still lower than the current high. That is the structure of the trade. And I don't feel like shaving my head again this weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and short this one just to make sure that we have it on. Again, you're only really risking it through the high of the day. And we are, like 3 for 3 on Johnson & Johnson playing with house money. That's not a reason to get into a trade. But I like the structure. I like the risk reward. The market is already rolled over. And we're testing some of those highs on J&J. If there continues to be some selling, you might see some profit taking up 5% here in Johnson & Johnson. So same structure as before. I'll give it to the top, see if we can't make a move into that 146 range or VWAP.
Yeah, so we'll take Boeing here. We'll try this. We are short Boeing right now. Thanks for the update there, Brendan. We're short right now, 140.60. So you can take this with me if you want. It is 140.60 right now, short Boeing. And bang, it's $1 in the money. Let's go. Uber right now, $1.20 now in the money. I think it might be time to probably take this one off. Uber, nice short from 28.50 all the way down here to 27.30. So yeah, we're $1.20 in the money on this one. We are also 85 cents now. We were $1.20 in the money as well on Uber, on XOM. This looks like it's coming back. I'm going to use this as an out, 42.75 as an out. We'll capture about $1 or so on XOM and Uber here as they're both continuing to go downside. Right now our Boeing is just flat. We're going to see what this one wants to do. We'll average in a little bit here. We're not going to get too carried away. We'll get out if it comes back up to 144 and change. But right now J&J, I see that moving upside, but I think that's a good trade here as the market wants to bounce around.
So look, this is going to happen to us from time to time. We are live trading. We're not automated. And one thing I will do if I'm stepping away from the desk and I'm going up to do the trade of the day, I'm going to cancel stock. I don't want to trigger into something like Tesla while we're stepping away from the desk. But we did talk about the rollover through the bottom end of the range. That did occur right at 11 o'clock. Part of this is going to be driven by that move in Boeing to the downside, but sometimes you have to have a good entry point to get lucky. I hope somebody took that trade. Tesla now down to that 706. This was the pullback price this morning, the only one that you got on the way up, and this is where it terminates. So a nice little level here at 706 base of operations. I mean, it seems crazy to say the 706, which is like double the bottom, was a nice support level, but this is where we're at. Such a strong name in Tesla, now bouncing through that. 724, that's the next level up. I'll probably short this one and fade in front of 724 now that we missed the initial entry.
Okay, I'm just looking here. We did take another short in Boeing. We did average in 143, yeah, like 144. Just looking, I don't know. I don't want to. I've already. I don't know. I have a bad feeling a little bit about Boeing here. This was a big move down on that plane order there, but we're going to wait to see what it wants to do. I am debating averaging in one more time and then using this 144 as a top. Yeah, I mean the market also falling here. Okay, we'll average in. I'm trying to talk myself into this. I don't love it. We'll average in here 143 and change somewhere in the middle of this candle. We'll take another average. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll get out if it unfolds unfortunately breaks this 144 and change, it'll be a loser for us today. XOM, we just take out 80 cents right there on that. We don't take the ultimate bottom, which is okay. Sometimes you got to let these things run. There it goes, XOM. I did see another donation there. Thank you for that tip coming through. That was Joshua. So thank you, Joshua,
thank you very much,
for that.
Joshua.
You stay safe as well, brother. You know, we'll be back here every single day trying to find these winners for you and giving you the top stock picks. Join us at 9 o'clock. We are going to have a watch list coming soon. We are working on that. Stay tuned for that one, guys.
Yeah, exactly. But you can always sort of watch the symbols that we have at the bottom. That's going to be a good proxy for what is going to be in play. And then we talk about these things at 9 o'clock, and that's what it's all about. I'm going to actually jump into this pullback here on Occidental. You are seeing it bounce off of 15, which we mentioned we got out. It stalled out here at 15.30. There was a secondary flush through 35, and that was one of the points that we got out in front of on the way down. So not a bad re-entry point. The only position I got on is that short, of course, in Johnson & Johnson 147. We'll give that one to the high of day. Brendan, what do you have, bud?
A little thinly traded name, but SMMT, 25% here, just broke $4 on a huge volume spike. SMMT off to the races, even with the market coming back in, guys.
I like that short, Neil, with this market coming back in. Like you talked about, J&J should be a good one. I'm hoping I can have similar thoughts and results with Boeing. But
well, you got the catalyst, right? I mean, Boeing is the reason.
Yeah, but that might be a
move.
problem, though. The thing is, it's down so much off that catalyst. I don't want to be shorting the bottoms, but we did take a nice little out in there. I talked about taking in the middle of this candle, so we did 142.90. Now we're back, so that would be $1 in the money. But our average position is 141.75 right now. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 ins. We're going to give it all the way up to here, 144.25 or so. But right now, Boeing did come back to even for us. We could have got out there, but our Uber trade, wow, that one just keeps on heading. So I laugh a little bit, but we picked this one through the weeds. We love Uber, and I'm going to continue to trade this one every single day. Uber, XOM, and Microsoft, kind of like my trifecta of stocks.
Yeah, and I'm going to go timber action, and it's going to be J&J. We just took some of that out for the scalp, and I like to structure the trade that way. We get some out in front of VWAP or a previous level. That's going to be a little scalp in front of 146.60, our last exit on the other short. But I want to show you guys the NASDAQ futures here. And the reason why, I wish I had a graphic that was like a rune's head and some dollar signs or whatever it is, but you saw consolidation at the top here in between 85.85 and that 8600 level. That's exactly where he told you there would be some resistance in the market. This is why it matters, because if you're looking for things to roll over and find some short opportunities in a strong market, this is how you can structure the entry. You get that move to the downside. You already had a level to work off of in the futures if you did your prep, if you tuned in at 9 o'clock, and then you're rewarded by it. So for me, I give a massive assist to Arun because I'm not shorting J&J here at 147 in an up market when I've made money long all day, unless I get that key level and see that rollover. That's what it's all about. Arun, I wish I had a graphic for you. I don't. I hope that suffices.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a graphic for Arun. Arun with us at 9:05 today. Arun is our look here on the futures market. So good look there on Arun. Okay, Uber still tanking, Boeing not. So we're right back to that level where we averaged in at 142.90. We did get as high as 143.70. So we're pretty. I was going to say we're Uber close to getting shut down on that stock on that trade, but we are not Uber close on Uber. Down to 27 even with a bounce. This is probably where I'll cash that out. Look at the live level 2 here if you guys have never seen one. Here's 27 even with some size, not enough to scare me away. Of course, every single one of these numbers you see on here is 100 shares, so you only have 15,000 there on NY Book. It looks like, is it NY Book? Yeah, so on the floor there of the New York Stock Exchange, which is closed, but that's what we're talking about here. Uber listed on New York with 15,000 shares at 27. That's not scaring this guy away. We still are nicely short, 28.47, $1.40 in the money as we hit a bullseye on Uber. I'm going to use this little top wick to get out 27.20 and just capture our $1.20 on that one. We can't, hold all of these stocks. This is a great little win on Uber. Normally we're out earlier, like right here, but this is a great drop. Let's take advantage.
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic look. I know sometimes what will happen by this time of day is I'll jump from some of the small cap and move back over to some of the bigger names. It doesn't mean that I'm not still watching some of these. I only have on this J&J position, but it's worth noting, and I talked about this one. So that's ES. We'll go to MEIP, and this is the one that we wanted to talk about here. I mentioned why I was going to get out of a long position at 280, and I know someone was asking after the fact when I got out, where's your out? And I said, look, when you take a breakout long in some of these moves and you think there could be a secondary push to the upside, it's not guaranteed. You have to have an exit to some of these trades. And I just simply look at the last consolidation point here, a double layer here at 280 on the way downside and then on the way up. You hit consolidation or turnarounds at the exact same price. I know there's going to be some liquidity there which you can access. Some people are going to be targeting that for a short. So for me, when I take that last $3 break to the upside, that's my stop. You risk 20 pennies and you don't lose 80. And that's the key point here. It does flush to the downside. If I was flat, to be honest, I probably am looking at a short there at 280, and I question why I didn't do that, come to think of it. Brendan, what do you got?
Another name with earnings, guys, NBEV, 28% on the day, still holding up nicely here, even with the market kind of rolling over, but came back into 165, which was this high from the morning, bounced a little bit. We're consolidating here, so if we do get a little bit of a rebound in the market, watch NBEV, still very strong, guys.
Yeah, what is going on with SON? We just checked that out. We got out there on our lottery ticket long there. So now SON is fading back in. That's what's going on. We did halt. A lot of the times after you get 2 or 3 halts, you are going to see it a little settle back down. We were up 200% and ho-hum. Now we're only up 135. But good question there. I don't know what's actually going on with it, but just fading back down. Obviously, these stocks can't hold the highs. People getting excited. It's pretty decent volume right now on that 1250 break there of VWAP. That would have been a good one to get out at. I just hold this all the way to a 12 break and get out. But SON, still one of my top stocks today, believe it or not. There goes Uber. This is, I mean, Uber, XOM, they're all roughly the same, what we have here on a risk level. But there's our out at Uber. As you can see, a nice little one, 27.20 there. I have an itch on my nose. We're going to see here 27.20. We're out before it goes up to 30. The only position I have on right now, oh man, is Boeing. So right now we'll take this Boeing. We don't want to say we hope it crashes because that's negative. We don't want to talk about that, but I do hope that it flushes down. Yeah, they have toilets in there. So hopefully Boeing flushes down. If it doesn't, that's fine. This is our out spot, 144.25 on the out. We are short 141.75, so it'll be about a $2.50 hit on probably too many shares.
You know what? I'm going to go easy peasy mac and cheesy because that's, I think it's lemon squeezy, but some people here like mac and cheese, and I like it as well. So I talk about this J&J trade, and I see this level here. This is where I got out, and around that 146 break when it consolidated between that and 146.40, and I got out in the middle of that range on the way up. And then when we were taking shorts, it's basically the same bottom being put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now. So when I'm shorting this stock on a strong day, I'm going to get out in front of that level. If it continues to be a bottom on each of these moves, I'm just going to take my profits. Unless we get a secondary move in the futures, you know, maybe through 85.40 or so on the NASDAQ, or 2,800 on the ES, that'll give me the juice to get a short through 146. But until it happens, I'm just going to get in and out. Why not? It's a 147 short that you're off here, halfway at 60s, and then the rest of the way here at 35. So I'll keep doing that over and over again as long as it wants to play this band. Now, if we break that 146 to 146.20 and we are getting a rollover in the futures continuing to the downside, then I'll be a little more aggressive with J&J. But on a stock which is an upward trend and is a good name today, I'm not going to sit here thinking it's going to be a home run short like it was for the long. So that's the idea. That's the kind of thing that we're looking for the shorter term trades or scalps, whatever you want to call them. It's worked for J&J. I'm not going to get off that horse until it really kicks me.
Yeah, and it's not going to kick you. J&J is a very good stock. One stock that literally kicked me in the face was a winner temporarily. You can see JPM here early on. We love this long, and you can see why here. I'll just break it down for you a little bit. It broke the top of the day here, so I took the long. This is at 9:39. Believe it or not, we are long 101.50. We cashed them out for 40-50 cents here on the offside. And then we averaged in, hoping to hold this low at that time. Thank God we got out once we broke through this $100 mark. Because look where we're at now, Neil. 93. Hello. Down 4 and change right now. Still goes to the downside. I am looking to go long, believe it or not, which I need to not do that because this is my only 2 negative stocks, is this and Citigroup today. I was going to take this 94.40 break here. I still may do it, but we just keep crushing these levels here as the market keeps falling down. I want to check back in Boeing. Our last short was right here, 143. I should have averaged in, but we were so close till my kill spot. I didn't want to make things worse. So we're coming back down. My average price still 141.75 as I check the board. So Boeing, we're thinking this can come down, but check out the futures, guys. We're still up 1.4%, but making this move down. I was short Boeing somewhere around here on the market. So we're now cracking through 2,800. Boeing, in my opinion, should have fell already. So this may be a spot for me to take out a little bit, save some money just in case it flips up on me. But nah, changed my mind. I'm not going to get out. Let's hold this one for either a loser here, or we'll wait to see if we can't get back down to 141. But you're probably tired of seeing me and Neil and Brendan, actually. So we'll throw it over now to Valeria with her daily in focus. Valeria.
Hey guys, welcome to In Focus. Some news updates in case you've missed. Well, there are more than 1,940,000 cases have been reported of coronavirus globally and 120,700 deaths. United States have the highest number of coronavirus cases with more than 587,000 cases and 23,700 deaths. Los Angeles schools will remain closed through summer session. According to local officials, online classes will keep remaining through the whole summer. IRS confirmed that first relief checks have been deposited to the Americans' bank accounts over the weekend. Millions of other Americans can expect their checks through the following weeks. IRS also created a tracking tool called Get.My.Payment, which allows taxpayers to check the status of their payments. The tracking tool will be available starting on April the 17th. World Health Organization officials on Monday said that not all people who recover from coronavirus have antibodies to fight the infection for the second time. They also said that they need more data from patients who recover and from their antibodies response. That's all for today. Stay healthy and stay in focus. Back to guys.
While she was doing that there, I don't know if you had something, Neil, but for some reason I was just talking about going JPM long off this bottom here, and then spikes right up to right where I was, trying to zoom in a little bit here, spikes right up to right where I was talking about. Not any idea why. It just moved like 1% there, all the way back up to 94. So when that came in, I panicked like a madman there and started just to get out. Some for winners, some for losers, just to lighten the load a little bit here. JPM's been my biggest loser, but I'll lighten the load off right now. I took off a third there, was not expecting that kind of a move upside, so we take off a third. Now we're going to hold. I do like this now. JPM does not retrace all the way back down like I thought it might. Not sure what that was, this little move upside here, but we are long JP. Oops, I don't need to zoom in too much. Here's my out, all in one candle. This is obviously not automated trading. This is me hitting those keys. Some outs here at 50. So we're going to see now as we'll pull JPM back, and now wait to see what it wants to do. 94.30. This is my price, man. 94.35 right now. Only a couple hundred shares, but let's see if this wants to run back to the top side as Boeing unfortunately gets flushed out, guys.
Yeah, this could be a dangerous one for me. I mean, Boeing didn't work out for you, and I'm going to go ahead and short in Tesla, believe it or not, which is up 11%, and it's strong. But the first pullback, the second pullback that was good was at the 722 mark, and then that was a big flush when you had that Boeing news there through that same price. I look at that range. We recover into it. You're right at VWAP. It's going to be a band for me to enter. I think we'll give it a couple of cracks here in front of that 725 area. I just started the position at 720.63. We're able to get here. So I'll look at this price band. And again, if we hold below 85.85, it's going to give me some confidence in the futures. But our real level is that 720 to 725 in Tesla. Yeah, we should have been long this one off the bat, but now we're looking at a possible short retracement setup here. So let's see if that area holds. If it does, I think we have downside action to at least 710. So the structure is pretty solid. A little bit deeper than that is where it got to 706. So whether you're talking 2 to 1 or 3 to 1, we're right in that wheelhouse. It's worth the shot here, despite the fact that you're counter trend. But when you are, stick with your stops. Got to be disciplined.
Yeah. And here goes JPM finally, guys. We'll pop a wheelie a little bit here. Big time winner. We making it all back, baby. So not all of it. We're going to see here. Look, my chart's still on Tesla here. Let's update this. There's JPM. Look at this in right here. 43.35. I gave it to you when we were all the way down here. 93.70. So hopefully you guys have this 50-cent winner. I just took a long on that Tesla break, Neil. 7.23. So here we go. We are $1 now in the money on Tesla. I knew I had that order in there, but you were short side. There's still lots of room to come down. I'm long Tesla, long JPM right now, guys.
Yes, watch out for that 725. That could be a break to the upside. That's my kill point. And I think if we break through there, you saw where it got to before, and I'll go back to the chart for you guys. You saw where it got to. 737, you know, that's an interesting number as we're talking about Boeing. 737 is the next leg up there. So you have on a 725 break $10. I like that risk to reward as well. Now, I had a short setup in there and we took it because that's what we've been watching the last little bit, but it doesn't mean there aren't other opportunities as well, and you're certainly seeing it if it breaks through 25. You like that one maybe to 737.
Yeah, 724, 723.15. We're long. I'm going to dump some ahead of that. And bang, there it is, a quick $2 there. We'll pop a wheelie on Tesla, and we'll still wait for some more, as who cares about Tesla for me right now, because it's JPM. We put some more risk in that one. I love that level. I gave this one to you guys all the way down here. It spiked up. I got nervous. I got out. But here we go. JP Morgan taking some out 75s there, enjoying that Tesla run up. What an out we got there, guys. 725 off our 723 long, as now it fades right back down. Tesla now making that short come in. And like Neil said, you can win both ways on these stocks, sometimes especially when the volatility is here. What's up, Brendan?
Another one in the therapeutics group going, guys. NURO, Neural Therapeutics here, 106%. Approaching this $4 level. A little bit of size I saw up there at $4, but moving to the upside today. They actually had a stock offering, no significant news, but this entire group, that therapeutics group, very strong today, guys.
Yeah. JP Morgan falling back down.
Still in that target range that I talked about there. I'm going to look to take profit off as it exits that area. And of course, I mentioned that's going to be that 720-ish area that we got in initially. And the top end is 25, and that's where my stop is. So once it breaks 20, that's where you start looking for places to take profit on a Tesla. I was going to put that in the chat, but we can just tell you guys that that's what we're looking at. It's the only position I'm in. And the reason for that is our Oxy second short doesn't work out as well as the first one. I talked about taking a crack here. You had a breakdown at 1535 that I did like, so I took a short in front of that on the way back up. It just failed. It got all the way back to VWAP, but I didn't lose all the way to 1550. That was the other level we had mentioned earlier. I only gave it to 35, so you're only risking in that situation 5 to 10 cents, depending on exactly where you priced it. For me, it was in the middle of that. So you make money on the way down. Structured short, which we loved, in that entire target range of 50 to 65. We took it all within that range around VWAP, and then washed it flush all the way down here to 15 even. The retry on the upside there, didn't work out, but we're not done with Oxy. I think there's plenty of opportunity to come in any of those energy names, Sean.
Yeah, exactly. We are already out of our XOM, and just to give you guys that structure, same thing sort of what Neil's talking about. We got out right there on that 42.75 break. It goes all the way up to 43 or so. So save ourselves a little bit of money, but now we're right back to that spot. Okay, JPM, this is why you get out, because now we're out of the money on half of our position that's left. So we cash out for about 80, 90 cents on the upside there. And maybe I'll zoom in just a little bit more for you guys to see what we're doing. And this is what I'm talking about. We are trading retail. So we're not paying $5, $10, whatever a trade. We actually get paid. If I use a NASDAQ or a BATS or an EDGX or something like that, we're able to add what we call add liquidity. More to come on that as we'll put some marks up. We may have some lessons on that on our Trader TV YouTube page. So check that out after the show. But adding liquidity. So we get paid every single time we get out, as long as we don't mark it in or set an aggressive limit, but we'll discuss that later on. 94.23, there's our in. Here's a couple outs, and we'll hold this. I'll probably hold this all the way back to the bottom, unless you see what happens. I do see Kevin talking a little bit about JPM there, and yeah, what a wild ride it's been for JPM.
I feel sick about the way that I've treated the banks today. I kind of had an idea on Wells Fargo that I didn't see. I didn't see through, and a conviction you can have here, like, you know, you take a Tesla here at 22, and it's like, yeah, you'll let it run a couple of dollars against you because you see the upside in the play, even if you're counter trend. But I'm sitting there with the trend in Wells Fargo, and I really didn't have any reason to get out, and nothing was really scary about it, but I did it anyways, just watching the futures run to the upside, and I was bullish in so many other names that we took off a short we shouldn't have. And another one that I kind of got away from here is a Virgin Galactic, and as much as it was an arrow down, you know, for me, I did get a winning trade on this, but I should have jumped back into that short. I was looking for tests of the high and failures through. It tested the high again, so after we got a VWAP trade short here on the way back in, it tested it again, broke the high. I got this one out on that break. It then tested the high again and then failed one more time with another VWAP trade. So the exact same setup worked multiple times. I only took it to one. You got to make sure you're taking any edge you have over and over again. Every single time it's good, you should have it. But I gotta say, unfortunately, it's going to be a third stock that's downside for me. It's going to be WTF. We tried Tesla there. Feels like I'm always picking this one for the rollover when it's one of the stronger names, but it just took out 725. That was my stop. You risk $2.50 to try to make 10. This time it does not work out for us.
Yeah, we're still long 723. We let it go up to that 726 mark. Maybe should have got out. I'm kind of thinking if we could take out this 728, then we'll run to the top side here. So we're still long Tesla right now, guys. 723, like you mentioned, we took out half. Actually, it was about 2/3 we took out right there. So now we'll wait to see what that's going to do. Nice little VWAP break. We'll hold it down to here. So we take $2 on the first 2/3. Now we hold the third, and here goes Tesla. $3 winner right now. So yeah, throw some cash around, guys. Tesla now $3 in the money. We'll take that. Unfortunately, my JPM trying to go. We're long 94.35 as we're at a half hour left. Watch this. I have an order sitting here at 48, and bang, you see, look at this tick right here. We just get taken out. This is what I'm talking about. I use the ARCA gateway there. Look, we only get paid $2 for every 1,000 shares. So if this is a 100 share order sitting there, it's only 20 cents, but we get paid. So that's good. Not executing against that. I'll park another order up here somewhere, 94.70. So as it comes, it runs over me, and I'll collect that cash as well. JPM for the win right now, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to go back over to Johnson & Johnson just to recap this one for you guys. It is now consolidating lower. So this lower band here that we had some success with earlier in front of 147 is exactly where it is, and it's trying to test this 146.20. That's been that bottom that it can't crack through. So I now like this trade inside this range using 146.80 or 147 is now either one depending on your risk tolerance or maybe your position size you can use, but it's got to break through 146 even to get that VWAP retracement play, which I kind of like around this time, which also means that it must be close to European close. If we're near lunchtime, that means let's go to Valeria at the big screen.
Hey guys, European market is closed and closed in a pretty positive territory, though some update on numbers. Britain is down 0.94%, Spain is up 0.46%, Italy is down 0.94%, Russia is down 0.11%, and France is up 0.57%. That's all for today with Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to guys.
I see you there, techie, geeky, nerdy. Nice name, by the way. Yeah, look. We need a break, man.
Coffee.
I mean, we're here live.
That's what we do.
For you every single day, 9 to 12. As you can see, I'm on my third coffee right now, and yeah, we need a break. So we're going to take a little bit of a break from 12 o'clock and be back to you guys tomorrow. I am tired of this Tesla trade right now as well. 726, we're going to get out right here, 725. It's bounced 1, 2, 3. What's the futures doing? You know what? Screw this. We're going to cancel it. I was going to say we've gone up 1, 2, 3 times. We're long 723. I kind of feel foolish not taking a $3 winner, but Tesla can keep going up. So why don't we wait? Why don't we wait until about a 7:30 or so if we get super aggressive on the futures, which I'm not sure we're going to get here. Like I said, we're not going to try to turn this trade into a loser, but it's a $3 winner right now on Tesla, and that's your trade. If you have too many shares, take it off right now. We've bounced 1, 2, 2, 3 times. We're already having a great day trading. So we're going to wait to see if it can break through 726. Probably put an order right around here, 729 and change, and see if we can't get this sucker going upside. We are now $3.50 in the money. JPM has been a nice trade for me as well. Just took some out there, 65, now back into the 50s. We're going to wait to see if we get back up to 95 here on JP Morgan.
I'm having a quick look here back at Works, and this is one that, of course, that we traded earlier. But you look at this level here at about 950 or so under VWAP on the way back in. It failed through 11. That was a good short trade that we were looking at a little bit earlier. But now that you're making a lower base, it has not gotten to low of the day. It's made a higher low at this point. It could be a potential breakout trade on the second day, down 22%. But it could be a breakout trade on the second day through that 950 area. Just maybe understand that when you take this one, you're giving it 30 cents, 30, 40 cents or something like that before you know whether you're wrong. Maybe even up to 50. So your upside is it breaks through VWAP here and gives you at least a move into $10, which is fantastic, but you can't be taking it off before that, otherwise your risk to reward is no good. So have a look at Work through 950. Brendan, what do you got?
Another one, guys, BCRX. We mentioned this one much earlier on this morning, but just taking the top off here. Brand new highs on the day. Huge volume coming in on the buy side, up to $3 possibly for BCRX. Still going, guys.
Man, this VCRX, this stupid JP Morgan, everything moving up. Was that VCRX?
Bob.
BCRX.
BCRX. Yeah, we traded this a couple days ago, I think. Let's check it out. $2.90 right now. Wow, yeah, nice little move there off that level break. And you can see these are some of the trades that we like, guys. It's very similar to that SONN that we traded today. You see it makes a high and then breaks it and runs. And now here we're going straight to $3. Maybe we can break this one down and go back a couple days. Let me check out what this looks like on a daily chart just for myself here. BCRX. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. We didn't make that move in the last couple days before fading back down. So yeah, nice little look. 320 was the high there yesterday. So BCRX looking to take out 320, guys.
Yeah, looking at that MEIP and just sort of for context, I'm going to show you where this was yesterday and then give you what we're seeing now. It's an obvious pivot at that 280 mark, and this is why we took off of our long trade. And I kind of went over that. No need to rehash that. I do think if you're looking to play a short, you think it's a continuation. Yes, if we break 250, there is a chance we can get a move in down to that $2 range. You know, you sort of look at this thing from top to bottom here, and that little 280 break from a 167 close, there's certainly opportunity to get to $2. Just know that 280 is going to be your stop. It was a stop on the way on a breakout long. It's going to be a stop if you try a short here. So whether you want to fade it here at 265, which I'm likely to do any second, or take that 250 on a break to the downside, I think you're using 280 as your out. Just make sure you stick to it. You have to have some structure to these trades, or they're never going to work out for you.
Okay, good. Yeah, just noticing that. A lot of our traders here, if you guys are just joining into us for the first time, we're sitting on a trading floor here in Toronto, Ontario, and Canada, of course. Oh, where's our Canadian flag? Let's hit that flag right now. For those of you guys that are here with us in this great country, of course. And we are now isolated from all of our traders. So I want to say what's up to all of them at home, some of them trading from home, some of them not, but I hopefully you guys are watching the show and doing well. We normally have about 20 to 30 or so traders on the floor, and here goes JP Morgan. Bang! We make that money back. It's a chicken dinner winner for JP Morgan, right up to 95. In your face, finally. We go long 94.30, out through 95. This is a clean right now, 80-cent winner, 90-cent winner now. Let's get $1 on JP Morgan, getting elevated to the top side. So right now we have two positions. Our Tesla spot is $3 in the money. That's a good one. And our JPM, little more shares obviously on JP Morgan. That's 75 cents in the money. Either way, we are at our highest spot today, guys. Nice little trading here on JP Morgan. I just wish we didn't dump it all. But here we go to the top side. Let's go, baby. We're waiting for $5 or $6 on Tesla. And now we have $1. Explode the money on JP Morgan. You guys are welcome. I hope you have that trade with me. We're long 94.35. We took a couple hundred shares at the bottom. I wish we still had them all, but we do not.
I'm fading into this MEIP. I just talked about the structure there. We did just get some shares at 55. It's a place where we can add in this little consolidation at the bottom here. Just watch for the breakout, guys. You can use 265 as an out here. If 280 is going to be your level, that's fantastic, but you need to see it break 265 before you take that short. Initial short is this 250 to 265 band. That's the first one I'm going to play. I will try it again in front of 280. I think that's an even better level. You can use that one for a little bit more risk. But right now, jumping into MEIP, or back into MEIP, I should say, at 255 in front of that 265. I'm not done with this name by a long shot. It should be good for the rest of the day. It's up to 35 million shares. I'd expect to at least approach 50 on the session.
Yes, and there we go, guys. 190 likes. Let's get to 200. Well, we have 20 minutes.
Keep Valeria happy. Come on.
Yeah, we have 20 minutes left. I mean, we'll get to 200, no problem. And yes, thank God, JP Morgan, guys, for the win. That's a slap shot. We made a lot of money right there off that long down here. Like I mentioned to you, take that, bang it to the top side. And right now, we're just trying to top our day off. You guys talk about wanting to, how much capital do you need to start with? You just need to find winning trades. And I mean, if you do that, then we can get going. If you have a small account, you probably need to look at something like Forex rather than equities, unless you can find someone that'll, excuse me, I'll give you a little bit of margin, but my best out there, 95.30. That's for a clean 96 cents there on JP Morgan. Our Tesla keeps bouncing off this level. We waited for it to break through 726.50. It did that, but only went as high as 727. Now it's fading back down. So watch out here if you still are Tesla log. I'm going to put an order 726.50 or so. See if we just capture that $3 and run away. We are ready though. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to throw it first. I want to do Valeria Batman. It's Brendan, but that's fine. I'm going to do Valeria Batman anyways because it looks better than Brendan. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
Ouch. MLNX, guys. We'll talk about MLNX here and then get to Valeria. I know everybody wants to see her. 121 here. Just popped up on a volume scanner. Look at this move. 121 up to 122.80. Going to check on the news, but guys, yeah, we'll go over to Valeria now, guys.
Hey guys, thank you very much for all of your likes, almost 200. You really make us happier. And of course, as I said before on the show, I'll be choosing the question from the chart, the one I like the most. Guys, we'll be doing that every day, so don't worry, keep asking your questions. I'll be picking up, maybe randomly, maybe I'll just like it the most, maybe you hit the most amount of likes, doesn't matter, keep them coming, and there is a huge chance that guys will be answering your question. Well, Robert is first of all saying you guys are great, and his question, can we get an idea on how you guys read patterns to make your picks, guys?
Sorry, I was Neil. If you saw that when I was too busy.
Not a problem, guys. So we talk about multiple setups, and I'll just give you one here that I've already used and was looking at earlier, and that was going to be Virgin Galactic, and it'll be something I look at for any stock that is run up, and I think is entering that sort of overbought territory, and I like to fade and do some of those shorts. And you'll approach it differently, whether we're in a trending up market or downside. In this case, because it is up, I'm always waiting to see price rejection at either a key level or just using an opening range. And you talk about maybe the first 10 to 15 minutes here, so I'll ignore this first breakout that happened at 1680. That'll be a good long indicator. If I'm looking to fade a trade like this, I want to see an extended move, and then the first price rejection, I'm going to note that one. It's going to be 1820 here. Once it fades at 1820, pull back into VWAP, I can now use that high of the day as a base of operation. I'm looking to see it retest that same price area that had earlier rejection. Once that happens, I'm not jumping in front of that level and jumping in front of a sword if it's an upward trend. I will only enter the trade on the way back to the downside. You get some consolidation lower. Once that happens, it's a scalp for me into VWAP. That's just one setup that I like. It gave you this one time. And then when it retested that same high again at 1840, again, you wait for it to reject through that price. You would re-enter on a consolidation. That would work for a little bit less. One rule I have if you're counter trend, each time you play a fade trade like this and you're going to be counter trend, don't expect as much profit. I like to take a little bit less profit each time, or maybe less risk each time, because more people are seeing it. There's a little bit more risk each time you do it. That's just one way you can look at a trade there. But again, the key is if you're going to be counter trend, make sure you stick to those rules, because as you can see here, Virgin's still going up. Brendan, what do you got?
MLNX, guys, on that MLNX we just brought to your attention there, big volume spike. This is a deal going back to, I want to say, the middle of last year, NVIDIA buying MLNX. There's rumors floating around that they are near Chinese approval on this deal going through. So huge pop here, 1.5% to the upside now for MLNX, guys.
Yeah, throw the cash around for that deal here. Let's update the board here and we'll put it on. It might be a little bit of time here before I make too many more trades. So let's update this right now. Here's JP Morgan, 94.35. You guys can see that one. That's a clean dollar right now in the money. Only 20% of the position left. Tesla right now keeps bouncing, man. It was just $2.50 in the money. Now we're only 65, 70 cents in the money on that one. So we're going to try to get our Tesla out 726-ish if we can, guys. But yeah, the day's almost done here. 15 minutes. I was just looking at Tesla. Here's the trade. It's in this little range here. We had it down here, bounced up. We did get out of half right here for $2. Now we'll wait to see what it's going to do. But it looks like the market coming back down a little bit maybe. But Tesla, I still think we can get 726. Let's try and hold out for that one, guys.
Yeah, I just got a bit of a break there in MEIP. It's failed for now through that 250. We did add at that price. My price now is 250 even. I still like this range, and it's sort of the secondary play. I really like that 280 level, but we're still going to try it anyways inside this 250 to 265. If we break down again through 250 and then can take out this little low here we have at 242, that's the opportunity, I think, for the $2 flush. So it's one of those things where you can add to your position if it takes 250 again. You can be patient and wait for maybe that 242 to get taken out before you grab more shares there, just to mitigate risk at this time of day. It has been a nice downward trend and it's making a bit of a channel, so just be sure that you stick to that 265 area stop. You don't have to use it as a hard stop with a stop order right at 265. You can allow it to test that level and maybe do a manual trade. I prefer that at this time of day. There's plenty of liquidity. It is a $2 name. It's not going to run too far away from me, so I can do that in a manual basis. Now that I don't have 5 or 6 positions on, it's a little bit easier to focus on one, closer to lunchtime here.
Okay, so MLNX there. Thanks, Brendan, for that. It's $1.25 a share.
$1.25.
Yeah, 125. So 125 a share there. If it can get to that price, we don't know when the deal is going to close.
Oh, you're talking about the deal? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, the deal. MLNX there, 125 a share there. So we're going to wait to see if that can get going and wait for some more news on that one. Obviously, the spread only 4 cents, but what did I just get out there? Oh, hells to the yeah! There it is. We go long on Tesla, and boom goes the dynamite. Great out right there. 726.50 or so. We told you that's where we'd get out. That's off this 723 long. So $2.50 here, a clean $3 there. That is throwing some cash around, and we just continue to get elevated here. There's only 14 minutes left. Our day is at the highest spot. So here we go. Let's run this, guys. I hope you guys like this show. Love you too, Valeria. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this chat's getting interesting, guys. Let's keep it to trading maybe. No, I'm just kidding. You guys say whatever you want, but we'll throw the money around for you. I hope you're watching and trading with us. Look at that out, guys. This is what we're talking about on Tesla. I don't know if it's our experience or we've just seen this happen too many times. Like, how many times is this going to be a top? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually consider myself quite lucky to get out on that bounce. I feel really silly for not getting out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It makes like 10 tops up here at 727. We finally sit down, get that trade out, put that $3 in our pocket, and cha-ching, cha-ching, we cash out on Tesla. Ho-hum, up an 11% right now. Right now, the only long we have is this JP Morgan. Our best out's 95.50. Here's where we're long down at the bottom, 94.30. Off this kind of U shape there, we take the long, but we did get crushed up here on JP Morgan. So that is going to be one of 2 losing stocks for me today. You can see the profits we've took at the bottom, guys. Check those out. Square's been huge. Tesla's been huge. Uber's been huge. XOM's been huge. SONN's been huge. Microsoft was a monster. And that's about it. Oh, Boeing. Boeing was the other loser that we had on board, guys.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick look at oil here. Again, testing $21, down 6%. So that leads me back over to Oxy. If you get any kind of a bounce here, I do sort of like the opportunity to maybe play that bounce. And Oxy, still around that 15.25 mark, so below that 15.35. And that's going to make me prefer an XOM if we're going to get a breakout trade, because this one is holding right below this 43 even. You get a bounce off 21. You get a breakout on XOM through 43. It's nice even dollar level. So that's what I'm looking at next for an oil trade or an energy trade. Break 43, we'll go long XOM as long as we're still above $21 in the price of WTI. Brendan, what do you got for us?
No little one running here, guys. Cons Incorporated, CONN on the NASDAQ, up 5.5% here. Just bounced off 415 for about the 14th time today and then ran straight to 480. This was an earnings name Earnings weren't great, but starting to run a little bit here for CONN, guys.
Yeah, wisdom lover. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to, yeah, thank you. We're looking forward to the pre-market tomorrow as well. More earnings coming. We're going to discuss what that is. Okay, here we go, guys. Winner is going to get a shout out from Valeria. How many fills have I taken today? So for example, here's this Boeing trade that I lost on. This is actually now because I made it all back on JP Morgan almost. So this is my biggest loser today. This is 1 fill, 2 fills, 3 fills, 4, and 5. So 5 fills basically to average into 1 trade. So that's 5. So just to give you an example, here's what Uber looks like for me today. Littered, so that's 1, 2. That's like about 20 there. So on Uber and I don't know, Roku, another 5 or 6. So you guys let me know how many you think. Here's a little secret. XOM has quite a few. Short, out, all the way down. Winner in about 5 minutes will be announced. I see some, we're already close. You guys are pretty close there on some of those numbers. So winner will get announced in 2 minutes actually at 11:52 by Valeria on screen. Guys,
I will not cheat because I'm ineligible, and of course I would win if I got to choose her, despite the fact that I can't see.
You would not win. You would not win.
You don't think so today?
No.
I tend to think
somebody's
that I have a
really
good
close, Neil. You'd almost.
No, but I know who's probably close.
Okay, you guess then, Neil. Guess. I want to hear.
You want me to guess? I think you're at about 217.
217. Okay, Neil's at 217 here. Joseph, I saw you can't guess twice. Okay,
well,
so
that's cheating.
That's cheating. That's cheating. That's cheating. Okay, and we'll see to that. We'll get to that in about a minute and a half. But right now, yeah, the only trade we have on is that JP Morgan. I see a question. What do we think of it? I don't like it. Look at this drop down. I actually hate this right now. JP Morgan. I'm long in my own account, not liking that one either. But JP Morgan, I think, can have some resistance down here at 94. It's bounced off a couple times. I would actually wait to see if this market turns over and comes back to 2,800. 93.50 is going to come into a suspect level there. So we'll see if it happens at 93.50.
John, before we go to Brendan, I was just about to say here, it's worth noting we're right back on the NASDAQ here at 85.85. So look, we're at a bit of a decision point. It's a lower high that's been put in here on this little bounce. It is worth noting, if we roll over, got to have some plays to the short side. All I have is a small cap. I am going to look to see if I can go back into JNJ, but it's below that 146, so I have to use a different level for that short if we want to take it here on a potential rollover. Brendan, what do you got?
Guys, watch Roku here. Held 106 one more time there on that last little pullback, just breaking above this last little pivot here, 106.40. So Roku getting some buying coming into it again. Still up more than 10%, guys.
Oh, all man, right. It just, yeah, so that's a fantastic look. It just gave you that break on Roku. Jumped over to see if there was a trade that we could take, but just missed it, and it immediately gave you 40, 50 pennies, so a nice little move there. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Oh, wow, it looks like I'm not going to say anything, but I am not necessarily going to be the winner of that one, but it doesn't matter. I'm not eligible. I did look at that Oxy or XOM
look
trade.
Look at Tesla,
We're
though.
still looking for the break to the upside here through 43 on XOM. It hasn't happened yet, but it is still holding the same consolidation range. It's a breakthrough 43, looking for move up to VWAP there off a 21 bounce in the price of oil.
I mean, I hit that bull there. I actually love this graphic, this bull graphic. But of course, Tesla. Oh, another one I like too is this. You guys like these little graphics here? Give us ideas if you need more. We do have another one coming up soon. Okay, look at this Tesla. Of course, the time that I decide to get out there, the very next time it breaks higher. I gave you guys a 730, 732 area. I like to get out. Obviously, we jumped the gun there, and we get out at 726.50. But now another $5 straight to the top side there in Tesla. So missed opportunity, but we did have that. Okay, I think we're ready. When we're ready with Valeria, I posted in our chat who won. Did you see that, Valeria? Yes or no? Yes, she did. So when you guys are ready, Rob, let's put Valeria on the screen and announce the winner. And by the way, the winner will get this faded out Trader TV mug sent to you. Soon we will be having merch and you can get it yourself. Hopefully not with my germs on it. But Valeria, what do you have for us?
Hey guys, shout out to Joseph Montesa. You won because you guessed that Sean at 175.
Yeah, 170. No, he guessed 175 and I'm 178.
And he was 178, so just 2 cents. Good job, you're the best. Back to traders.
He's the best, and there's Joseph with the win there. We'll try to do that every single day, guys. Neil knows I'm always around 2 bills, so that was a good guess. Joseph did guess, so no, there's a little bit of controversy here.
I think so.
Yeah. His first guess was 175, and then he went to 205. So I take the first guess only. And that's a good one, and thanks to everybody that participated in my little event there. That was fun.
I'm going to give a bit of a money sign for Brendan here on that break in Roku. I mean, you get that consolidation look here, and it's a similar setup to what I was looking at on XOM potentially, which could trigger any minute now, but it does give you a nice move. However, it's still shy of that 108. And we talked about breakout opportunities in Roku at 108. A failure at that same price while we're at these highs is going to be a good short indication as well. So I still like that as an interesting pivot point and breakthrough. If it tests that level and we haven't taken out 8,600 and traded above it and held above it, sorry, that's going to be a short indication for me on Roku. So add that to the list. I still have MEIP here at 50. That's basically flat. 265 is going to be our stop. Only about 5 minutes to go, guys. And make sure, if you like the channel, drop that like. Tune in at 9 o'clock every single day. We are not going anywhere. We love doing this, and we're going to continue to give you the markets as they trade live on a daily basis. Fantastic time to be trading, even though, of course, keep your social distancing and stay safe, everybody.
Yeah, so I got out here. I'm just tweeting this out. This Tesla, this is one of the most frustrating trades. I mean, it's a very profitable trade, so it's fine. But look at this, guys. This is what we're talking about. Wow. Right to the target area that I had. I hope some of you guys kept that. Watch us or follow me on Twitter. I'm going to tweet this out right now. Again, too many times. It's like 10 times here. We cracked, and then we finally went upside. So Tesla there, big time winner for me. We take 250 there. Then we top it off with 3 there. So about $5 in total there on this one trade. I didn't pick the bottom. I'm not going to do that, but Tesla doing that. The only other trade I have on, well, I don't have Tesla, but the trade we have on right now, 94.35 long on JP Morgan. We're getting close to that time though, guys. It's sad. We don't need to cry about it, but the show's almost over with only 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, you ain't got to do that. I'm actually still adding to this position in MEIP. I just, I like the fact that we're in this 250 to 265 range. It tried to test the top end here, failing at 55. So as long as it wants to continue this tiny slide in and potential breakout through this little bottom we have here at 242, I'll continue to work this one to the south side. Now again, I've mentioned 280 as a level as well, so when 265 goes, we're out, and we're looking for retested 280. I'm not going long if 265 breaks. I'll reserve that for that 280 price, which could be a good one, especially this afternoon. I've seen some of these day 1, day 2 type breakout moves have those afternoon pushes, which squeeze some of those shorts, which I'm doing right now myself, out, and then maybe you get a secondary run there, maybe to $3. So Brendan, what do you got for us? Only 3 minutes left here.
Yeah, a couple minutes to go here, guys. Just threw in the chat there, space. Rocket ship right now moving to the upside. Have a look at Virgin Galactic. Nice look for them. Let's switch over to the earnings calendar, guys. Sorry, that was my fault. We'll go over to Valeria's screen. I think she has it ready. We'll see what's coming up after market today and before the open tomorrow. Whole bunch of more banks, guys.
We talked about the opening of the show. You get all the banks this week. You get Citigroup coming through, and BAC as well. Goldman's going to be big, and Schwab, which if you were trading yesterday, Schwab had a big move to the downside at the close, so maybe indicating some weakness ahead of all of these financial earnings. UNH is an interesting one because the entire healthcare space, and UNH been a strong one, has definitely been in place. So you make sure you have a look at that one. I know, Sean, you have a few faves.
Yeah, you're welcome, Sherry. We're glad to have all of you guys on board with us as well. Yeah, I hit the weed Batman and we dropped this down because, yeah, I like Afria tomorrow, and I saw it there. This is a name that's been beat up, obviously, with the cannabis space. You could see up 4% in a beautiful day yesterday. Let's call up a daily chart on Afria. The banks today has been my Achilles heel, but we'll see about trading those again. Look at this run from the bottom like we're talking about. $2 there back in the doldrums of March, back to 3, 4. So it's a bit of double. Wow, holy crap. Too bad I'm long somewhere up here in my own account, but we're going to wait to see here if Afria can get going tomorrow. I'm expecting, with a lot of people stuck at home, I do think that there's probably been a lot of this happening. So we'll see if Afria can't get going. Oh man, 2 minutes left. Thanks for the great show, guys. Thanks for everything. Oh yeah, by the way, if you guys can see this, you probably can't, but I wrote down space 1650 there and forgot all about it. So nice to see 19. What's up, Valeria?
Wow, guys, what a crazy day. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for all of your support. Special thank you to Davide, to Joshua, and to Saj for donating to our show. We promise we'll use that money smart and we'll be improving our show. Guys, for all of you who were hitting likes and subscribing for our show, for all of your comments, thank you very much, so much. And of course, Joseph, for participating in our game, and you were the closest, so I guess Sean will have to present you something now. And guys, yeah, send it with Amazon. So guys, again, hit the thumbs up and subscribe for our channel so you receive notifications when we are live again. And I sent you Neil, Sean's and Brandon's Twitter pages links on the chat. They will continue to trade the whole trading day, so subscribe and stay tuned. And as always, I'm saying what national day is today, and today is the National Pecan Day. Do you like pecans, guys?
Okay, yes, I love pecans. I love pecan pie, one of the best, but I could care less about pecans right now. We are 5 away.
It's very close.
For 6,000 subscribers, so whether or not we get it today or not.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you so much, guys.
Only 5.
Only 5 away. I'm already subscribed. If you're not, get that 6,000 in there, guys. We would love to see that. That's been huge. We're on quite the run now. We're doing this show for free. We're having a hell of a lot of fun. Everything's rocking and rolling. This has been a fantastic week for us. We're now live on YouTube. Guys, check us out. Hit subscribe, hit likes.
Yeah, thank you, guys. I mean,
we got it. There we go, guys.
We love doing this, obviously. You can tell we have a passion for the markets. We've been training a long time. I won't say how long, but it's going to be a fantastic journey, I think, through earnings season. It's going to be an interesting earnings season. You know, guidance is going to be non-existent for a lot of these names, so lots of opportunity and volatility is going to be coming into these markets, and I don't want to get too far away from things here. I have one position on. We will continue to trade. Follow us on Twitter because you will see us tweet out some of the charts of our trades to maybe catch up on how they've done, if they're the ones we have on now, or new ones that we put on in the afternoon. So make sure you stay tuned every single day at 9 o'clock. And for the entire team here, guys, it's been a fun one all morning long. Valeria on the chat doing a fantastic job keeping up with all the activity, and we love it when you guys chat with us here. And Sean Catino over in the corner as we do our distancing.
Yeah, I'm locked down here.
There he is. He's locked down. He's got the wave there. And of course, we got Brendan Wickens at the desk giving us all the breaking news, doing a fantastic job with all of our guests as well. And for myself, Neil Roberts, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is TraderTV.live. We'll see you tomorrow.